Since you've been gone. Oh, Rainbow. Since we've been gone, Steve. What's been going on, mate?
Well, so much has happened, hasn't it, in the world? Politics and stuff. There's been an election and the like.
I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve Merchant, and our producer. I say producer. Karl Pilkington.
All right.
Yeah, very good. We've been away for a while. I think the last show we did was January 2004.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed whatsoever.
Nothing's been mended. I'm pretty sure I threw that away in the bin before I left.
Yeah, there are some of your old bacon rinds from that sandwich.
yeah. The spare ribs on the floor. Yeah, nothing's changed at all. Oh, no, that's not true. The listenership has changed. It went down slightly, didn't it, on the last radio?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Is that what happened? Did it go down slightly, Karl?
A little bit, I think.
I don't think X1 gets new listeners, because I think what happens is, because the reason it goes down just very slightly each time is that their old listeners die.
Yeah.
Definitely. Old Cure fans dying of...
Yeah, smack addictions.
Gout.
Yeah.
But anyway, I haven't listened to this station for a year and a half, so that's increased by 1, which is probably quite a high percentage.
Exactly. I suppose that my question, to you, Rick, would be, why now? Why have you come back now?
I was a bit bored of sitting at home,
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we're just here for 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Well, we're standing in for Adam and Joe, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the tables have turned. I remember when they were standing in for us, but...
Yeah. I don't know.
But the only reason I'm here is because my housekeeper cleans between 1 and 3.
Oh, right, that's a good idea.
So I just got to get out of the house.
And, Are they listening to XFM?
Well, no, she doesn't speak English. I'm not made of money, Rick. Okay. If I can help out, a young immigrant lady, then I will do. And there are so many things I can do for her in so many ways. Yeah. But her, picking up my old tea towels and stuff is ideal. So that's why I'm here. But all I'm worried about is I think people kind of associate with the name Ricky Gervais. They associate a certain level of quality. Your live stand-up DVDs, there's a level of quality. You've put a lot of work into them. You've honed it. The TV work you've done, likewise. Should people expect the same from the radio show?
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely not. Those things that, you sit down, we sit down, we write them for a long time, write them for a year maybe, then film them, and we worry about everything. This is, I'm not even sure I'm talking into the mic at the moment. I was actually doodling, as you saw there.
Yeah.
I'm eating a sandwich as we speak.
Yeah.
Although we do like music, that is true.
That's absolutely right.
Should we play some great records?
Let's play a great record now.
U2, City of Blinding Light. I'll tell you what, I love U2 now.
Yeah.
I honestly hated them, sort of everything from Boy up to about, I think, Beautiful Day, when that came out. I thought, that's all right. I listened to the album, listened to this album. I love them now, Steve. It's a turnaround, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's that kind of musical insight that I'm looking for throughout this show. Really.
I sound like Dr. Fox then, didn't I?
Some of your tastes and wants and needs.
Dr. Fox. What's happened to him? Is he off air now? Because that's one of the reasons I put no effort into this radio show, because, we go to the Golden Globes the same month, we do nothing at the Sony, and Dr. Fox actually said that's because you're not very good.
I like the fact that the Dr. Fox criticisms really hit you quite hard. You really took that
still talking about it a year later.
Exactly. You've got to let it go, Rick.
Yeah.
But then again, he's a medical man, and
you got to believe him a bit.
That's his opinion.
Exactly. Yeah. I could have done without the rectal examination. I think he could have just said, you're not very good.
Exactly.
Try and enunciate. No, I know what the problem is. Or let's have a look down here.
Exactly.
Karl had to go to one of those well clinics, didn't you?
I'm gone.
Why?
Because I'm not happy with it.
What?
I'm not happy with the whole... Well, it's just... Do people know what them places are?
They'll give you a whole...
Have you heard of them?
Yeah, I've had one, yeah. They check everything.
Which, Suzanne, my girlfriend, was like, you're 30-odd now. When was the last time you went to the doctors? And I haven't been for ages, because I don't...
No, I never go.
Doctors.
I never go. Unless I think I'm honestly going to die there in agony.
They can always find something.
Jane made me go to one of those things, those boot things where they do it. It's, a couple £100 and they give you a complete head to toe, don't they?
But head to bottom is what it is. They do the old finger up the arse thing.
Now, what is that testing for?
Well, I like that he said it quietly, because he's on the radio. You can't say arse.
Yeah.
I say it quietly. Say it quietly. Yeah. Arse. Yeah, arse. That's what our mistake was, because we got a complaint upheld, didn't we, for saying... And I'm talking about a male chicken here, which is a cock, as you know. Yeah, and we said that word, right? So if we'd have gone, cock, we'd have probably gotten away with it.
You can get away with murder
If you just, yeah.
if you just whisper it very
So go on then, yeah, so...
I'm not going because I'm not having that done. I don't understand what they're going to find up there. That's
your head.
No, but why can't we just? I mean, it's the heart that I worry about the most.
Do you mean that in a kind of romantic sense?
No, I mean if
They'd have to have a long finger, wouldn't they, to check that out? They go, "Is something wrong with your left ventricle?" Yeah.
Now, this thing about the doctors, they hold your testicles and they make you cough.
Yeah, they don't hold the testicles anymore. They just put it sort of like by the side of them.
And what's that testing for?
I don't know. I think it's something to do with if you got something wrong with your diaphragm or something like that. You can't do it when they press there. I don't know. It shows them something. So it's not doctors having a quick feel.
Right, so you can't.
well, that's good because do you remember when Karl said he's going to die of cancer? And I said, why? He said, I don't check my balls. I said, why? He said, I don't like the feel. So they feel it for you. They feel them for you. And you can just relax, shut your eyes and think of England.
But don't mess with them.
What do you mean?
You can do more damage messing about with them. Just leave them. And there's two anyway. You can afford to lose one.
Yeah, I don't think that's the point. I think the point is it sort of spreads, doesn't it? You've got to check the...
I mean, I'm not saying, if don't do it, because they spend a lot of money saying to people, have a quick feel if you've got the time, what have you. But I don't worry about it. Leave it alone.
Why, out of interest, why do doctors stick fingers up your arse?
Check the prostate.
Check the prostate?
Yeah, because if it's swollen, it could lead to all sorts of problems. Again, they're not having a laugh, Karl. They're not going, hang on, look at this bald little mank fella.
But there's no nice way.
I'll feel his balls, stick a finger up his arse and send him home. 300 quid, please, on you go. What about me heart? It's fine. And they're all laughing.
Roger, Jeff, stand behind that two-way mirror.
yeah. What's this?
I'm not going anyway. So.
Really? You're not going because you don't want...
No, I'm not happy with that. It doesn't even matter. It's not the fact he's a stranger. If it was someone who I knew, it'd be just as bad.
That'd be worse! Imagine that! At a dinner party. Oh, God. Oh, look, hello, Roger and Selena. Do you mind... Roger, do you mind...
Would you allow any of the celebrity doctors to do it, though? Dr. Dre, Dr. Fox,
any of those.
Doctor Who.
I just don't understand in this day and age.
Would you allow Christopher Eccleston to stick his big northern finger up your...
Do you got a song on anyway?
What? Beanie Siegel. I love this track.
Oh, it's very urban for you, Rick.
Beanie Siegel. Feel it in the air. Beautiful track, isn't it?
Well, it's wonderful on a lovely summer's day like this as well, Rick. It's the ideal choice. Well done on that one.
Well, I'm a little bit worried that if there are any new listeners, very unlikely, that they may be familiar with our work, but they might not know the wonderful little gem that we found just there, a little rough diamond in the mud.
Yeah.
Karl Pilkington.
Yeah.
Just working here, just working away as a little producer, little sound man, wasn't
drone.
he? Yeah. And he was, we gave him his opportunity, didn't we?
Mm.
It's like Cinderella, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he grasped that opportunity, didn't you, by the horns, and 3 years later, you're exactly where you started. So, good work.
Got Mondays off now.
Well, I thought maybe a useful way of introducing the mind of Karl Pilkington to our new audience.
You use that term loosely.
Yeah, when I say mind, I don't... Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought...
Look at his face!
Oh. There is a website. Have you got the website?
Oh, there's
address?
a website that we just found. Right, Karl, what is the address?
If you are unfamiliar with what Karl looks like...
Please log on to this now.
Log onto this website and stay tuned, but log onto the website because you'll see Karl's face, you'll see some of his pearls of wisdom.
Yeah. Now, what's the address, Karl?
Freewebs.com.
www.
Yeah, freewebs.com.
Freewebs.com.
Yeah, /
Yeah.
the dash K dash man /
The K-Man. It's complicated.
It is, yeah.
Do it again. Say it again. But get a pencil now. They've all got a pencil now.
Freewebs.com.
One word. Yeah.
/ the dash K dash man /
Now, when you say dash, is it a dash or is it an underscore?
Is it underscore? Is it in the middle of the word, or is it hover in the middle of the word, or is it at the bottom?
It's just a line and that.
Yeah, I know, but is it an underscore or is it a dash?
Try both.
He copied it down.
Have a go.
That's the sort of level we we're talking about.
Well, already you've got some insight into the mind of Karl Pilkington.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But I thought what we should do is we could hijack.
Imagine that. Imagine Bill Gates.
Or a teacher in an exam. Pop down both.
Multiple choice.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But anyway, yeah, if you're a reader of the Weekend Guardian, you'll know there's this thing called the Q&A, which they give to celebrities and thinkers and the like. And basically it's a series of questions they pose to people each week, and it's the same questions, and it gives little insight into people's minds, the way they think.
What thinker philosopher is in this week's?
It's the lead singer of Feeder. So, you're in good company, Karl.
No, I like Feeder.
No, fine.
I love Feeder.
So, Karl, I'm just going to fire a couple of these questions at you. We'll maybe drop them in throughout the course of the show, just to try and get a sense of who you are. So, here's the first question. All right, you got your thinking head on?
Go on.
Wurzel.
What is your idea of perfect happiness?
What, for me, or...
Already?
No, Ronnie Corbett.
No, but what... Do you mean, like, what will make me happy, or
Yeah.
for everyone to be happy?
No, what would make you happy? Maybe that's the answer. Your idea of perfect happiness is everyone being happy. I don't know. What would make you totally
Unlikely,
blissfully
Rick. I imagine it's a 24-hour monkey channel on, like, the sky.
Yeah. Okay, go on. A
What's your idea
never-ending
of perfect
popsicle.
happiness?
Right, go on.
I don't think I've had it yet where I'm, like, really, really happy with anything.
Carl, I've never seen you really happy, no.
No, but...
When have you been at your happiest?
Probably, I like sort of fish fingers, potato cakes, and beans for tea.
Yeah.
And,
You're not, yeah.
Right, well, let's move on. We'll come back to that one. Let's move on.
I don't think you're aiming high enough for,
Well, what would your answer be for that? When are you happy? What would make you happy?
I wouldn't have I'd have fish fingers, but I probably wouldn't have the potato cakes.
Yeah.
I'd have fish fingers and beans. With
See,
maybe
I'm
some-
not a huge fan of the beans.
Really? So your idea of perfect happiness is probably just fish fingers, is
Just
it?
the fish fingers.
Okay, good.
All right, second question. What is your greatest fear, Karl?
Going to the doctors. I don't want
So presumably ill health and mortality. That's how you
no,
do it, you
just the
see.
doctors.
No, I don't.
Just any particular doctor?
I don't want to live forever either.
No,
I just want
no.
to live innings. I just want to get to about 80, 83, 84.
Specific. So specific. Yeah, okay.
Which living person do you most admire? Which person throughout any time in history do you most admire?
Winston Churchill's pretty good.
You like
Yeah,
him?
it's very good.
Why?
Good answer.
Because if it wasn't for him, we'd be talking German. I'm not that good at that. So.
He's not that good at that. I love that even if the Nazis won, right, in 1945, and we'd be now speaking German, he still wouldn't be that good at it. Although he's not good at English, so I suppose that's true, isn't it? Yeah.
All right, well, here's the final one for now. Do you believe in capital punishment?
That's not hitting Dr. Fox over the head with a stick.
Depends what for, doesn't it?
Go on.
Oh, if it's something bad. And,
Well, I assume it would be. They don't kill people now for parking illegally.
but what sort of thing are you talking about? What sort of punishment?
Capital punishment.
Yeah, I know, but what is that? What are you talking about?
Well, guillotine, hanging.
Hanging's a bit bad.
Yeah. Can be fatal, can't it? What do you mean hanging's a bit bad?
It's
all bad. Why should the state kill someone?
Because prisons are getting a bit busy, aren't they?
Brilliant. Okay.
What's the point in keeping them, people around?
What's the point in killing them?
Just because it's like, right, that's that done. Who's next? You know what I mean? What can you do with someone if they're mental?
Employ him on a radio show.
Yeah. Right, next question.
Play a record. We'll
Okay.
come back to the questions.
What do you want? What have you got in here?
Rick, I know you're a massive fan of the Thorns.
Yeah,
but
love
maybe
them.
you're less familiar with the different elements of the Thorns' solo work.
No,
It's a track
no.
from Matthew Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
XFM 104.9, Matthew Sweet, and a song called In My Time. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
That's great, that.
Yeah, just asking Karl some of these Q&A questions.
This might be my idea of perfect happiness, being in a room with Karl Pilkington.
Yeah.
Just what I just watch him look around. When you're talking, he looks at you, and it's like, you know when the owners say, it's like the cat can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like he's on the edge of that. He's on the edge of that. Or you think he can. And I know he understands the words, but I don't think he understands the full impact. Whenever you say something to him, it might be something, you know, a revelation or something. He always picks up on the wrong side. You go, well, that's not the important bit. Do you know what I mean? He always goes...
It's a bit like having a 14-year-old French exchange student. You know, their English is not amazing. They roughly understand you, but they're trying to piece together what you're saying.
Exactly. But it's great. You see, the thing about Karl is, and don't take this the wrong way, I like him because he's stupid, in a way. No, I'm not being funny, but do you know what I mean? But even though I think he is considered stupid, some of the things he says, I think borders on the, I don't know what the PC term is, the retarded. Do you know what I mean, Karl?
Anything in particular you're thinking of, though, Rick, when you think of...
Well, he was talking to me the other day because I'm trying to write a show called Science, and he's sort of going to help me out with some of the research, and I want him to do something on the DVD for it, right? And he was talking about it, and he was talking about he says in the future they reckon we'll be able to soon. He said they'll be able to take us into space, and it's going to cost us £150,000. He said, what's the point? There's nothing up there. He said when they went up there, right? He said when Louis Armstrong went. In 1966, right? He said it was nothing there. So there was him, a fella called Buzz. There was one and third bloke that didn't even get out of the spaceship. He said he went all that way. He didn't get out to stretch his legs. How good can it be? Forget it. That's him summing up space exploration.
Don't you agree with that? What's the point in going up there?
Because
are we talking about the finger in the arse again here, or space?
Oh, what is the point in going to...
Because you're expanding, you know, human endeavour, aren't you, and the human understanding of the world and the universe. It's like, what else are we going to do as a civilization, as a people, if we're not constantly searching and, you know, and reaching out into the far distance?
But there's nothing there, then.
I know some people you grew up with that haven't left their street, but that's not everyone.
But what is it? What do you mean there's nothing there? What has got to be there for it to be a worthwhile? Like,
just something. I mean, to be honest...
What would you be happy with finding out on the moon?
Video?
Just something. I don't think they looked hard enough anyway when they got there, because they seemed to get out, have a bit of a dance about, and then they came straight back. And I sort of think, you know, did they look properly?
It's not a day trip, is it?
But what I mean is...
But they took that car out there, didn't they, and drove around a bit?
Yeah, but only a little bit. What I mean is, say if an alien landed in Africa, there's not much there, so they'd go...
What do you mean there's not much there?
Well, it's a bit barren, isn't it?
What, Africa? Just in general?
Well, so anywhere like that, desert or whatever, what I'm saying is, have a good look round.
Probably where all life came from, and probably 500,000 species of animals live there.
Buildings and that, and stuff.
Oh, buildings.
Well, just stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, did they look properly? Or did they just land, get out, go, oh, bit dusty, whatever, right, let's go back? I just think it's a bit pointless. Especially when we haven't done everything there is to do here.
Go on.
Well, I don't know, but I'm sure there is stuff that needs sorting out.
Well, I know the place that there's no medical man has been in this room.
Yeah.
There's definitely an unexplored cavern sitting right in front.
All right, Steve. Would you go to the moon if someone said there's a space?
He doesn't march at a concert because he's scared his glasses to fall off. Of course he wouldn't go to the moon. They'd spin him round in training, his glasses would come off, and that'll be it. He'd feel sick.
My worry is I'm not sure would I be able to wear him under the helmet?
Imagine him!
Like I went paintballing once, and I had to wear the glasses underneath the mask, and of course it was a bit hot weather, it was awful, it was steamed up in there. I couldn't see anything. I got shot straight away. I was out of the game. It was pointless. You know, it cost me like £8.
Yeah.
You don't have to be that fit anyway, do you? You're only sort of sat there.
Well, not... well, yeah, but what are you talking about? Think of G-force alone and weightlessness. Of course you've got to be... What?
Yeah. I think when you said think of G-force, he thought of G4. The follow-up winners in Pop Idol. I could see it as his eyes glazed over. A couple more quick questions for you, Karl, just to try and get inside your mind. What is your greatest regret?
Probably I didn't do that well at school, did I? So I'm trying to like learn stuff now.
Yeah.
But not mentally, but no.
He reckons he's learnt more in the last 3 months than he ever has in the rest of his life, reading a couple of science books I gave him.
Well, that's impressive. We'll test you on that later on.
Yeah.
What keeps you awake at night?
Well, I live in sort of central London, don't I? So it's
Brilliant.
noisy.
Traffic and that. I think they were thinking more
But what
philosophically,
fears have you got? What worries do you ponder the expansion of the universe? Do you worry
I don't think
about
there's any
your
point. There's no point, is there? 'Cause there's nothing I can do about it.
So what, with you, it's the little Chinese fellow across the road.
Just stuff that I've got to sort out. You know, any bills or anything. I don't worry about the world ending or anything. What's the point in that?
It's true. That is
I
true.
can't do anything about it. I always think that people with more sort of intelligence have the world on their shoulders because they're worrying about stuff that's miles away, whereas I'm like, you know, I'm happy if the sun's out. It's like, oh, it's a nice day.
Yeah.
I don't worry about wars and stuff going on because there's nothing I can do.
What would you do if there was a war that maybe there was?
What, here?
Yeah.
Go on holiday.
Play a record, Carl.
The Who. I mean, that's got to be one of the best rock tracks ever, isn't it?
Oh, there's no arguing.
Do I sound like Dr. Fox again?
A little bit. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing, isn't it? Yeah. We're going to get a Sony Award this year. Carl, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright, yeah.
Yeah? It's good to be back, isn't it?
We're doing Rockbusters in a bit, what?
Have we got Rockbusters?
Well,
Hallelujah!
I'll tell you this, new listeners. The new listeners won't believe their luck when they hear Rockbusters.
We've got Rockbusters. Have we got, well, dare I say it, have we got Monkey News, Carl?
well, I've been away, haven't I? So I've sort of got a few things that I've read about roughly, but I don't know the full ins and outs.
You're joking, because usually you do your research quite well, don't you, when you get off Ann and over and read the top line.
So what are you saying, though? Are you saying that it's kind of Monkey News?
We might have time to do something later.
Well, we've got to have him.
I love it when he teases us with his Monkey News.
We've had emails about that website address.
Oh, yeah.
It was a what's the name? An
underscore. Okay, so give it out one more time. Go to this to find out about Karl Pilkington. Someone's put in a lot of effort. It's a really good website. There's some great pictures of Karl.
Well, they're not great. They're just freewebs.com/the_K_man/
Okay, forward slashes all the way.
Yeah.
Except the underscores.
Except the underscores, yeah.
This is interminable. Isn't it interminable giving out email addresses?
I know, yeah.
Rubbish. It's so boring.
No, yeah. Oh, dear. Is he enjoying the show?
Just says, I love spending 2 hours on a Saturday listening about fingers of passes, doctors squeezing testicles and making you cough. Have you got any news on the hairy Chinese kid? So...
Well, when you say it like that, some of the stuff we got does sound a little bit of, drivel. Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Karl was worried about swearing because we were talking about finger arse and that. He's generally worried, and I don't have a problem with swearing. Although I understand why you can't say certain words on radio. It might be offensive. People aren't listening. I mean, the F word, the C word, and all those. But when they bleep it out in a record, they bleep out the vowel. So in the F word, they bleep out the U, so it goes beep. Right? What? So they go, it's not offensive. I didn't hear the vowel.
Presumably, yeah.
So if you change the vowel, it's not. Do you know what I mean? So in the C word, could I say? Could I talk about the philosopher Immanuel Kant?
Well, you can talk about Immanuel Kant because he's one of the great thinkers of all time.
So Kant is not an offensive word because the vowel is different,
okay.
is it?
Leave it then.
No, do you know what I mean? Though.
Well, I don't see how it can be offensive.
You can't. It can't be. He's a thinker. He's a philosopher. His name is Kant. That is his actual name.
Yeah.
I think it comes from a long line of Kants. From what I can, he hasn't changed his name. I think his father, his grandfather.
They're all German people.
Oh, Germany is, I assume, full of Kants.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Well, what else?
So you can change the vowel. So could I say? Probably
not.
What if I change 2 words? What if I said cump? C-U-M-P. Now that's not offensive at all, is it?
That can't be offensive.
So I could say you folking cump.
Right. Okay.
I need a schnit. That would be fun.
Wonka, Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
He got. Although Willy is Willy offensive? Could you say Willy?
It's tricky.
Willy Wonka, and his Willy Wonka and his folking cumps.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
That'll be
wouldn't it?
absolutely fine.
Is that all right then, Karl?
Any other questions or anything, Steve?
Well, it's not so much a question, but it's something that I think might be of interest to you, Karl. I was reading about this in the paper, and I know how fascinated you are by people of the Japanese persuasion. 2 elderly men found on a remote island are believed to be Japanese soldiers in hiding since 1945, desperate to go home. diplomats from Tokyo are investigating the claims of these men who are 87 and 83.
What? What are you thinking there?
Well, no, go on.
I know what you're thinking. Go on. Say what you're thinking.
Are they that old, though?
Why? Why? Say why.
I don't want to. Just leave it.
Carl's got a theory. Well, I mean, I don't think this is fine. I'd say that Carl's views don't reflect the views of XFM, right? Carl's got a theory that Oriental people don't age well.
Sure. Let Carl.
But that annoys me the way. Yeah, but I think people probably agree with me. But for some reason, the first time I said that, I wasn't even worried about it. But now, because of the reaction of people, I don't understand. I don't know why I can't say that.
What's your theory? Explain your theory in a nutshell.
Just like you don't see a sort of a 33-year-old Chinese person either. No, but at the same time...
What do you mean you don't see a 33-year-old
I'm not having a go.
person?
At the same time, you don't see that many fat ones either. So, in a way, that's good news. Nobody would be upset about that.
But what do you mean?
But your news isn't bad news, because it's not true.
But wait a minute, stop. What do you mean you don't see a 33-year-old Chinese person? I don't understand. What do you mean you don't see them? What do you see then?
Sort of, young ones. And then, like, you don't see that middle ground.
I don't know what this theory's based on.
So you see old ones and you see young ones, but you never see any in between.
Yeah.
What do you mean? So what's the oldest Chinese person you've seen before the age of 33? How old do you think?
About 22.
22. So you've seen lots of 22. So you've seen a range from babies to 22-year-old Chinese people. That's fact, okay? And then what gap do you miss out? When do they pop back up on the radar for you? What age has a Chinese person got to be older than that?
Well, 49.
You're always so specific. What do you mean when you say they don't age well? What do you mean they don't age well? You mean that middle-aged ones look old?
Because you think at 23, when it's 23, happy birthday to you, and they look up, and, oh, jeez, it's 52. What do you mean?
No, I just mean they don't age that well. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know what it is in them, but they just don't... all right then, here's a question. You tell me of a Chinese person on the telly who's about 32.
Tell me of a Chinese person on the telly first. Give us the great gamut of Chinese talent currently on British TV, right? And I'll pick and choose. Go on then.
Bruce Lee?
How long has he been dead, Bruce Lee? 70s, wasn't it? And not really on the telly much, was he? Okay.
What age was he when he died?
33, I think.
Well, I would have never guessed that.
Well, what do you think? How old do you think he was?
Probably about 42.
What, you know Burt Kwok?
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah. Do you remember the Pink Panther films?
No.
Okay. He wasn't that old in them, because it was 60s, 70s.
But how old did he look, though? If he walked in and someone said, you never guess how old he is, what would you have said? Right then, there's my point then. There's my point.
I have to say, I've been listening to you two talk, and I like the idea that there's people who've been waiting 18 months for some of this. for the Kant discussion, the Orientals.
Do you know what I think? I think Kant, as a philosopher, is very popular in Essex, because I hear him saying his name all the time whenever I go through. What? They're all shouting this and that.
Kings of Leon on XFM.
Karl.
Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Karl, dead air.
Talk. I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah, but that's no good on radio. You can't just look at something. You got to talk.
Is he even more backward than I remember?
I don't know.
It's just that someone's emailed in.
Yeah, so you got to tell the listeners that.
I'm telling them now. I'm doing it. Someone's emailed in from Tokyo saying that he's getting married in a few months. To a Japanese woman. She's 27. Just want to know how long I've got till she starts looking old.
Well, how long do you reckon, according to your theory?
About 27. Probably about 4 years. About 4 years and that. So...
What would you advise him, to get out now, or...?
Well, have some good sort of wedding pictures done and that.
Carl! Carl! It's not true! The theory's not true!
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Oh yeah, great. In 4 years' time, he's going to send a picture going, oh, you're right, Carl. Look, she looks like a prune. What? He's going to suddenly start saying his girl... It's not true, it's not going to happen.
It's that thing, though, innit, of looking at her mum. there's a lot of truth in that, isn't there? That you shouldn't really meet up with your girlfriend's sort of parents and that.
Sure.
Because you just sort of get a little taster of what's to come and what have you.
Then what's to come with yours?
It's a good job I didn't meet her early on. No.
You're going to be in such trouble!
No, they don't listen. It's all right.
Really? Well, Suzanne does, doesn't she?
She'll probably be out.
Really?
But she knows.
She's got some sense.
Yeah, when you get back. Yeah. You went on holiday with them, didn't you?
Yeah, we've been on since then, haven't we?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I went on holiday last week, been away, but that was just me and Suzanne. Talk about that later.
Yeah, okay. That's coming up.
Plus, of course, Rockbusters, the return of Rockbusters.
Let's start Rockbusters. Let's do Rockbusters. Let's get it rolling, because I have got some amazing prizes. I went to the Americas and I brought back gifts. Not your tobacco and your potatoes, but brilliant prizes. Now, quite seriously, these are not the usual tat. You will win some tat for Rockbusters, okay? We've got DVDs, CDs, things like that, right? But the winner of Rockbusters today will go through to a chance to win the prizes in week 6. We're only here for 6 weeks, by the way. This is our first of 6 shows.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. And I went to do The Simpsons last weekend, and I've got a drawing here, an original drawing of Homer by Matt Groening. See that? Look at that. As Homer there, your pal Matt Groening, May the 18th, 2005. And Homer's saying, "I love Karl because he's stupid like me." And that's going to be framed, original drawing. That is worth, I think, a lot, but I've promised Matt Groening that it will not go on eBay. So please, I hope it goes to a fan. I've also got a rare Spinal Tap poster, met with Christopher Guest, and he signed that, Nigel Tufnell. Fans of Spinal Tap and The Simpsons, possibly the 2 greatest things ever, I think.
Yeah.
Also, my friend Rob, who did flannels with me, has drawn us 3 as flannels. There's Steve there, a little goglanker. There's me there, a little bloke dumplant, and little Karl Pilkington, Pink Floyd numscrunt. And these are going to be framed. So some very nice prizes. And I've got a little surprise for you. Obviously, I met Homer. Press that little button there. Listen to this.
Hi, this is Homer Simpson. I like Karl and its perfectly round, bald head. If you put 3 holes in it, it looks just like my bowling ball.
Brilliant.
Actual proof that you've met the people themselves, that the prizes are bona fide and genuine. But don't enter this week's Rockbusters thinking you're going to win those prizes automatically. No. This week you just win the usual tat.
What is the tat, Steve?
Well, we'll talk about that shortly.
Okay.
But you go forward to the big showdown, the big final competition in week 6, where you get the chance to win those.
One person wins
prizes.
All those beautiful
everyone goes in the
collectible
draw.
prizes. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, the winners of each week go into the draw. What is Rockbusters, Karl? We've whet their appetite.
I think play a record and maybe some wonderful adverts and then come back with Rockbusters. It's that kind of teasing that has made this a potential award-winning show.
Bronze, I think, next year.
Can we just swap that round, do ads and the song?
Whatever way suits you, mate. Go on.
XFM.
XFM 104.9, Magic Numbers, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Well, I'm a little bit worried. I've just got to warn the listener, if we suddenly just go off air, right, it's because champagne is pouring down a hole where there's loads of wires into the desk. Because Steve, getting ready to open this champagne, right, just took that wire thing off, just put it there, of course, because it's warm. It just exploded everywhere.
Yeah, I should explain now, I didn't bring in champagne to toast our return to the radio. I mean, I'm not an idiot. But actually, from Focus PR, Ashley has rather nicely sent us some Lindauer sparkling wine, and I'm just trying some, and it's really quite refreshing on this summer's day. So if you're perhaps working for some kind of PR agency, you know, or any kind of company, and you want to send us stuff which you want us to shamelessly promote on air, then feel free to do that.
So you're just looking for free stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you know, electrical goods.
Okay, it's not just like champagne.
Definitely not.
Because I was going to say, if other champagne companies... What's that champagne company called that they sent us for free?
Lindauer sparkling wine, which I imagine is available now.
Yeah, so other champagne companies feeling jealous could send you some and you'd mention it.
I don't want to exclude anyone from this. You know, anyone is welcome to send anything in.
Brilliant.
And as I say, I'm particularly interested in sort of designer goods.
Okay.
You know, the Apple Mac people, they're welcome to send anything in.
Now, what's annoying about that champagne opening like that is that, as you know, I've brought my camera in, and I wanted to film you opening that onto Karl's head. Got the cork.
Rick, I got another bottle.
Have you ever?
I don't want you to miss out on an opportunity like that.
That's a bit of a waste of champagne opening 2 bottles. But Karl, would you mind? Because that would have made a cracking noise against your head. that cork going off, and because it's such a lovely bald little sort of dome.
Yeah.
We'll put your head right down. Yeah. It'll open it. We'll see what the cork does, and I'll film it for like a website or something.
Maybe we'll make that the finale of today's show.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sponsored by Lindauer Sparkling Water.
Oh yeah, the sound of a cracking cork against Karl's skull. Sponsored by Lindauer.
Sponsored by Lindauer. Available now.
Great.
Right, we're doing Rockbusters then.
Oh, okay. Now you should explain briefly what the concept is, Karl, because there might be a few new listeners.
It's Blockbusters. Right, go on then.
Well, it's not Blockbusters.
No, because they were real clues, weren't they?
Yeah, that was actually.
He says they're a cryptic clue. It's not cryptic.
Well,
It's like, what am I thinking? This competition is like, what number am I thinking of?
Rick, just calm down for a second. Let me explain basically what the concept is. You'll remember some of the greats from the past.
Yeah.
Basically, you give some vague clue. Is that right, Karl? And from that, we're supposed to deduct which band or artist you're thinking of. So, for instance, there was a classic...
one, the West Indian fella spinning a fish round his head, and that was Detroit Spinners.
The Trout Spinners.
Yeah,
Detroit
Spinners, yeah.
There's also what happens if you fall over into a puddle in Texas, Wet Knee Houston, Wet Knee.
That is the level of Karl's
That's what you're
clues.
working with.
But could I just say, there's no irony in this. Karl doesn't think this is quirky or kitsch or ironic. He thinks these could go on the Guardian crossword.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
This is the best stuff you can come up with.
Yeah. Right. So there's three of them.
Yeah.
Right. I'll give you the cryptic clue
not
and to help
cryptic.
you along. Well, it is.
Yeah,
and
really.
I'll give you some initials of the band or the artist or whatever to help you along as well.
Yeah.
Three of them.
This is on the text only. We don't want emails on this one. Just
It's
8.
the one that gets the highest or the first one to get 3. The first email with 3 or the first one that is the highest. So if no one gets the third one, which I wouldn't blame you for, so if there's like 30 people that get 2, it's the first email that comes in that we pick, and they win a handful of tat, which would you like to go through?
I'll search out the tat in a second. I'm not sure what it is, yeah.
Good stuff.
There's some DVDs and stuff in there. It's not bad, yeah, but it means you go forward to the grand final in 6 weeks' time when you're playing for all that amazing stuff Ricky's got. We've got the signed, genuine, exclusive drawing of Homer Simpson done by Matt Groening, featuring references to Karl. We've got the signed Spinal Tap poster. This is big stuff you can't get anywhere else.
No, it's a rare American poster signed by
And it's
Nigel
such a
Tufnell.
shame that your only chance of winning it is with this inane quiz.
Absolutely, it's not down to skill or anything. It's just such a shame that.
Let's just do it then.
Go on then.
Right. The first one.
Go on.
What you got to remember is it's a band or an artist that XFM play as well. Right. Right then. So the first one.
Oh yeah, because X-Men play with Detroit Spinners and Whitney Houston all the time, don't they?
All right. These three.
Okay.
Give it away, but these are XFM bands.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. If you got like a bulb.
Oh Jesus. I know, you don't think about the cryptic clue is that every syllable counts. He says it different every time he says it. There'll be something different. Look, go on then.
Right. So if you get a bulb, right?
What?
A bulb.
A bulb.
What's a bulb?
What's a bulb?
Like a
light bulb.
A light bulb. Oh, a light bulb.
So you get a bulb?
You get a bulb. Yeah.
Go on.
He's gone. Right, go on.
So you get a bulb. Right.
Oh, yeah, a bulb. Yeah. You got something in your throat. What are you doing? You eating a gobstopper? What are you doing?
We'll play a song then.
No, come on. Get the clue out, for goodness sake.
So the cryptic clue is, so if you get a bulb, right? So
that's the beginning. Okay, great.
Right. If you get if you get a bulb, like, go on.
And you look after it, right? You look after that bulb. And you teach it stuff. and all
Jesus
that.
Christ.
What you doing there? Do you know what I mean?
This is extraordinary. This is extraordinary.
Amazing. Imagine that written down in the
He's
Telegraph.
had 18 months to get this
But
right.
imagine it. That's not a clue. That's an essay.
I don't know what it is.
It's a
I
conversation
don't know
with
if he means
yourself.
a light bulb, a bulb like you plant in the garden. What kind of bulb does he mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay.
Right, you get a bulb.
Well, remember that. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't matter.
It does, but I can't say too much. Right, so listen, let me just do it again. You get a bulb, right, when it's young, you look after that bulb, you teach it stuff and what have you. What have you done there? What's gone on?
Brilliant.
And what are the initials of the band?
R, right?
R.
R for rabbit, right? So what's the band there? Second one.
Jesus.
People have a problem doing this when they get home from like a night out drinking. Right? What's the problem they've got? Right? The initial there, K. What's the band? Right? People get in from having a night out, they'll have a problem doing this. What is it? What's the problem?
Okay. And clue number 3?
I had a vision of that Chinese flu. Right? That's C. I had a vision of that Chinese flu.
You had a vision of that Chinese flu.
Yeah,
and that's
the
the letter
band
C.
C. Right? So 3 bands there. 3 cryptic clues.
Not really.
Text in 83XFM. Just send the 3 band names. That'll do on it.
Can they do a website as well?
If they want, they can email in.
Well, tell them what it is.
Yeah, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Just send it in there.
Give them again quickly then, Karl.
Right then, so get a bulb when it's young and that. Look
Brilliant,
after it.
different, totally
Look after
different.
It, teach it stuff.
Yeah.
And all that.
Okay.
What's the band, right?
Yeah.
Second one, people have a problem doing this when they get home late at night. You know, they've been out drinking and that. They get home. What problem are they going to have? K is the initial. Third one, I had a vision of that Chinese flu. What do I mean?
Brilliant.
C. C's the initial.
Play a record. I mean, that's abomination. Right, go.
Bruce Springsteen, No Surrender. Saw him last night at the Albert Hall. Amazing gig. I know you're going tonight, Rick.
Can't wait.
You'll have a whale of a time. There's a lyric in that. I noticed he sings, we learnt more from a 3-minute record, baby, than we ever learned in school. Probably not paying attention, to be fair, but that's certainly true of you, Karl, I would have thought, isn't it?
Well, he learns a lot of his stuff from records. He only likes records with the story.
Yeah.
His favourite record is Killing a Georgie by Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
In the Ghetto by Elvis. Living in the City by Stevie Wonder, and Babushka by Kate Bush gets the story.
Yeah.
We looked into the story of that one day. I was saying, well, she dresses up and the husband falls for her. And what did you say?
Saying it wouldn't work. I'm just wondering, I mean, we should play it really so people can hear it and sort of...
Well, we'll play Babushka a bit later on then, and we can analyse those lyrics.
Coming up on
carefully.
XFM, London's alternative new music station, Babushka by Kate Bush. Brilliant.
XFM.
Embrace. Glorious day on XFM 104.9.
Rick, there may be listeners tuning in thinking they've got something better to do, for instance, switching off the radio and just staring blankly at the wall for the next half an hour. But no, because what they're going to miss is our grand finale to this, which is, of course...
Sponsored by
Lindauer's, the sparkling wine solution to a hot summer's day.
Yeah.
That we're going to be firing a cork.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Please, yeah.
Good.
They're going to be firing a cork at Karl's head just for the sound.
I just think it's sound... Huh?
It's not happening.
Yes, it is. You said... No, we've said it is now.
We've promised it to the listeners.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not happy with it.
Why? Because the pain.
Well, I've never had it done, so I don't know how painful it is.
Well, all the more reason to do it then.
Yeah, we've got to try it out, haven't you? You're perfectly. It's like a little cowbell or wood block. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for pop. And I'm going to film it for my website.
Brilliant.
So go to that this week, rickygervais.com, and see Karl Pilkington getting hit. A high-powered cork coming out of Lindauer sparkling wine.
Lindauer sparkling wine. And of course, if you want to send us anything in, and perhaps next week that you feel we could actually that'd be great.
Sponsor
us to do something.
This is like
Karl.
interactive because a lot of people plan the show. Like Dr. Fox plans his show. We sort of come up, we riff on the. That's a great idea. Send stuff in that we could harm Karl with.
Yeah, we
harm Karl. Harm Karl. We do a jingle. Harm Karl.
I've always wanted one of those George Foreman grills. I've always wanted one of them.
I know, but that's too much, isn't it?
What if we just pressed his head inside it? We'd have to put it on.
No, put it on. See, yeah.
Just squeeze his head inside it.
I've got to do that thing with a tea towel one day. You know that thing I did with a tea towel? You put a tea towel around his head, right, tie it. I put a wooden spoon in, and you only have to turn it like a couple of inches, and it kills you, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
It really is, yeah. So we'll be firing a cork at Karl's head. I'll be filming it for the website.
So that's coming up about 10 to 3. Look forward to that.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm loving this. This is my. Just being in a room with him. I just can't. I want to squeeze his head all the time.
I'll tell you, if you're a fan of imbeciles and idiots, you're missing out if you're not watching Celebrity Love Island.
I watched about 30 seconds of it, and I hate them. Just desperate idiots and slappers. I actually angers me.
I switched on Celebrity Love Island. The first thing I thought is, where's a tsunami when you need one? but seriously, there's a guy on there. Paul. I think his name's Paul Danan, ex of Hollyoaks, and he's an absolute joy because, like Karl, he's an absolute simpleton.
Oh, really?
And it's fantastic. And he was on one week, and he was talking about how he fancied Lady Isabella Harvey.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, thing is, right, I really fancy her because she don't like reading books, and I don't like reading books.
They've got something in
But I
common.
have the idea that he's attracted to someone for something they don't do.
I know, yeah.
I've never killed a kid. She's never killed a kid. We can never get
What
married.
about sleep around? That would be a good thing to be attracted to someone for.
Unbelievable.
Oh, just honestly, and Big Brother's the same.
Is it?
Just a load of ropey old
Cats.
yeah, I know, just like a horrible, cellulite, wobbly, rice-arsed, fat-titted tarts and idiots and show-offs, and they all disgust me for a different reason. I don't know which one to hate most
I know.
and why. They all give me a couple of reasons to hate them.
That's what the nomination should be.
Yeah.
You know, nominate who do you hate the most? Because
Absolutely.
I thought I was going to switch on and find that actually, people like Abby Titmus and Rebecca Lewis had been misrepresented by the press.
Oh, what, the one that wanked off a pig in public? Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that? Did you say wonked off?
I said wonked off
you said
a
wonked off,
pog.
yeah.
Wonked off a pog. Yeah. Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
But I mean,
it's amazing, Rebecca. I mean, don't even get me started on Abby Titmus. Don't even get me. Don't.
I like the idea of her parents perhaps going to some kind of someone's birthday or whatever, meeting some old friends who've perhaps been away living in another country.
Yeah.
How's young Abby? Is she still a nurse saving lives? No, she gets her tits out for a living now.
Kind of funny. Yeah. Rebecca Lewis, by her own admission, I don't know if it's true, but she said she sleeps with a married man, then sold her storage papers, then wonked off a pog, right? That's a hell of a CV, isn't it?
I'm looking forward to
that. Is
watching it.
amazing. I bet her nan's very, very proud of her.
Yeah.
Oh, God, don't, just forget it. Don't get me started. I'll be watching every night for the next 10 weeks. Yeah. You can't not. My adrenaline rushes, and you go, oh, God, I'll just tune in to see. It's almost like you tune in to see which one gets hurt.
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Emotionally scarred.
But maybe one of them will come through. Well, we'll find out. We're always going to we're going to find out that one of them was like had a really, really bad childhood, and we feel sorry for her for a little bit, like the Jade Goody syndrome or something. And oh God, then they release an exercise video. Oh, Karl, we got to get in on this. Oh, imagine Karl in Big Brother.
That would be a joy.
That would be amazing. But you turned on and you hated it, didn't you?
Yeah, I gave it like 3 minutes and it's gone. There's always something better on though. You annoy me, like you watch it, you moan about it now, but you watch
I know,
it.
I know, yeah, I know.
There's always something else.
I really did not watch any of Celebrity Love, and that was just too awful. I think the celebrities are worse than general public, though, to me, because if they're so desperate, they want 9 little bites of the cherry, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Or at least these people, they think that they're going to get out of their job they don't like, maybe, or, it's sort of like, I give them their 15 minutes, but it's, oh, God.
But there's always something. I mean, when we were out the other night, Steve, right, there's a programme on about a spider that's a foot long and eats chicken. No one's talking about it.
Where to start? What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, well,
I'm sorry. I had to stand up because I thought I was going to explode. What do you mean there's a spider that's a foot long and eats chicken?
There was a programme on about it, how there's this spider in the jungle or something, but I missed it because it was out, but no one's talking about that in the papers. Now, to me, that's a worry.
That's why? In case it nicks your Sunday roast. What do you mean?
But if it likes chicken now, Rick, in like 2 years' time, who knows what it might
I know,
like.
it move up the evolutionary ladder, it start liking Karl, then humans.
No, I'm not saying about the chicken bit, because I eat chicken, that isn't that shocking, but the fact it's a foot long, and no one's, it's just on a Thursday night, no one's talking about it.
What do you expect, though? What do you expect from this? It's got its own PR. What do you want? What do you want this spider to be famous? Where is it? Where is it?
It's in the jungle.
It's not worrying anyone then, is it? It's not going to move.
Well, why?
It's not
going to.
What do you mean?
What do you mean it's not going to move?
Well, how's it going to get here? Is it going to get on a bus?
There's waves and that, they come in bananas and all that. So, don't worry about it. So, I'm not, if you're going to be like that.
Anyway, listen, we better line up Babushka. We better play that, surely, because I know you need to analyse those lyrics. That's very important to you, I know. We've still got that cork hitting.
Cork on their head's going to be great. We're going to put his little head down and really give it a firing.
Sponsored by Lindauer Sparkling and refreshing solution.
Jessie's Girl by Rick Springfield. The reason I played that is twofold. One, it's one of the prizes we're giving away. It's an album called Rock Gods, and that's with a Z, right, and an umlaut over the O.
Yeah.
And it's got Kiss, Judas Priest, Deep Root, The Darkness. It really is good. It's all your classic rock tracks. The other reason I want to play it is because I like that song. It's a great little upset bubblegum pop song, rock, great. But it's got one of the worst lyrics in it. he's worried about bringing up the fact that he loves his girlfriend's his mate's girlfriend, and he goes, "Should I bring it up?" He goes, I tell her that I love her, but the point may be moot."
Just you don't use that in a rock song. The point may be moot. Well, I was listening to Christian O'Connell on the Breakfast Show when he had this bounty hunter thing running a couple of weeks back, and I don't know what happened, but anyway, he ended up with Brian Adams in the studio doing a live session. Brian, good natured or whatever, but you can't help but feel with Brian that he thinks that he's Bruce Springsteen, but there's something wrong. I mean, he's got the voice and the guitar, he can play and everything, but there was a lyric, and he played it completely earnestly, and it was a session, and the lyric was something. It was from his recent album, and the lyric was along the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was along the lines of, I'm sat in my hotel room, there's a knock at the door and I get kind of nervous. I'm hoping it's you, it's just room service. Which is extraordinary, but Christian came up with the best, they finished it, and obviously Christian was thinking, what did I say? And he came up with the best answer if you've had a session that you're not entirely convinced by. He just said quite simply, that sounded great.
That's good.
Which is amazing. Who are you complimenting there? The engineer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the sound recordist. What does that mean?
That's great.
That sounded great.
Yeah, good. We got some good mics.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian Adams. Is it true he bought the pub next door to him and closed it down because they were noisy?
I hope so.
Yeah, that's what money's for.
Oh,
that is what money's for, isn't
absolutely
it?
Right.
Waking up the neighbours. That was his album, wasn't it?
That was right.
I don't know if that was before or after that, whether it was related or not.
Well, if you buy a house next to a pub, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So move, rather than ruining the fun for everyone.
It's more good advice from Karl Pilkington. Karl, while we're talking to you, we should give these answers to Rockbusters. It's the big quiz. And of course, the winner this week goes forward to play in the grand final in 6 weeks' time, where they get to win all those amazing gifts. We've
a signed Homer drawn especially
stuff,
for Karl by Matt Groening, Nigel Tufnell signed rare poster. They're amazing. Should we give away a sort of maybe a original print behind the scenes of extras? We got some amazing pictures filming extras. I was thinking the other day, like how excited I am to be with Karl and let off corks on his head. Well, our editor, alongside editor Nigel, we'd worked with Ben Stiller, Kate Winslet, Sam Jackson, all these people for 8 weeks. It was amazing. But my highlight, I thought about it, and my highlight was dressing Nigel up, our editor, in a baby grow.
Sure.
It was, I planned it. We got the department, costume department hired it, and we dressed it up, and it looked brilliant, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it's just...
And that is BBC licence fee money going towards you dressing up your editor, because you didn't pay for it. The BBC paid for it, so that is how your money has been spent, people.
But it's available on the DVD again.
Exactly.
Nothing's wasted.
Which you have to buy for 15 quid. Sure. So, it's a win-win situation.
It's the whole thing is one big reality game show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway,
so
the answers, give us the...
Go on, give us the clue. I haven't got an idea. Go on, give me the clue then again.
Right, well, do you want to say who the winner is, or...
No, let's hear the answers first.
First clue was, if you get a bulb when it's young, you look after it and that, you teach it stuff.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Go on.
The initial was R.
Yeah.
Right, that was razor light. All right?
Raise a light, you raise a light.
Razor light, okay.
Kind of works.
Yeah, it didn't matter what sort of bulb it was then.
It was very
sure.
specific.
Thought it might. Go on.
People have a problem doing this when they get home from a night out drinking.
Yeah.
What's the problem they're having? They have a problem getting the key in. That keen. That's
awful.
Word.
That doesn't count. Keen.
And they got it right.
It's keen. It's one to awful.
The last one,
awful.
I had a vision of that Chinese flu.
Yeah.
The initial I was C. That was Caesars. Caesars. They managed to get that as well.
I love the fact that even he knows they managed to get that as well. Did anyone get all three?
Yeah, a few people.
That's terrible. Okay, who was the first one?
I don't know what it says about XFM and its listeners that people are getting these answers right.
I know. Go on, then.
I mean, horrific. But anyway, we're going to give it, and he goes forward, as I say, for the big prizes in 6 weeks' time. It's Paul in Bookham. Well done,
Paul. But also he does get the complete series of Alias, League of Gentlemen, that Rock Gods album. So it's pretty good. But Open Water on DVD and a chance to win all those prizes. Brilliant. Yeah. Coming up next, a cork smacking a bald man on the bonds really hard.
XFM.
XFM 104.9 playing Green Day. The studio's falling apart.
I know, his microphone broke. Their mine broke.
I don't know why Lindauer's, the sparkling wine, want to be associated with this shambles of a show.
It is falling apart. This is awful, this studio. It's got to be fixed. Right now, Karl, come on here. It's the time where I'm going to let her cork off. Do you want to film this, Steve? For
Yeah,
the
let me
website?
just
That'll be
take that
available on the
picture.
website next week, rickygervais.com. So see Karl getting hit. One bloke suggested we leave the metal cap on because it's get a better pitch, but we take that. He's straight. It's dead
Hang on, let's get the camera ready.
Get the camera ready. Ready?
So if you just joined us, we are using some Lindauer's sparkling wine to basically, what can I say really, fire a cork at Karl's round
Right, ready?
head.
Ready?
Hang on a sec, let me just put the headphones on.
All right, film this then.
Okay.
He's in position, look.
Just firing
right.
up.
Okay, Karl, come on there so we can see your head a little bit. We want to get the noise, the microphone there. Right, ready? Hold on.
Good. So you're just doing it.
Hold on. Now, it's in position. What if it... Oh. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Oh! No!
Oh, it's like Jackass.
Did it hurt?
You hate me?
What do you mean, did it hit you?
I sort of just...
It went off course, did it? Just glanced, did it?
Right, Lindauer's, you're going to send us 8 more bottles, please.
Yeah,
because we're going to get this right.
Homesick. Kings of Convenience. Beautiful.
Yeah.
On XFM 104.9. Well, that's nearly the end of our first of 6 shows,
I'm
our
just thinking
summertime
back to
special.
some of the highlights, Rick, so far today. I don't know what you've made of it. We
Finger
started
at the
off-
arse.
Finger at the arse, testicles early on.
Orientals don't age very well. Bit of racism. Bit of racism with the Germany's full of cants.
Yeah, that was
That isn't swearing. Cork on the head, champagne down the electrical works. So good. Just the finale is monkey news, obviously.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news, yeah.
Well, there isn't. I've been away, haven't I?
Right, there's been no monkey news. You can't get...
No, but I haven't had a proper chance to sort of,
Karl, your monkey news is of spurious tales from the 17th century sometimes. So let's have one of those.
No,
let's have a monkey who dressed as Zorro and they thought he was a woodsman, but when they took his head off, he was a 4-foot hairy chimp. Let's have one of those ridiculous stories.
Well, we've done that though. But do you want to go back on some of the ones?
Oh, just what is the monkey news? There must have been some monkey news this week.
The only thing that sort of stood out, do you know, like, they're having problems...
You're just making this up. Where's your information? Where's the piece of paper? Where's the document? What is this?
Because I've been away, so I haven't got anything.
let's
But
But it's
hear
bad
him out.
enough when he's reading it, he gets it wrong. When he's just riffing, it's going to be absolute twaddle.
Let's hear it out.
Right, do you know, like, they're having problems getting new people to be policemen?
Oh,
Go on.
They've, in America, they're taking them on to, sort of join the SWAT team.
They've taken what on?
Some little monkeys.
Okay.
Giving them walkie-talkies and all that. And,
well, they can't talk.
They're just walkies.
they don't have to...
They're giving them some walkies. What do you mean?
They're
What
just
was...
being given commands and that. And, they go
What, so it's one way. They tell them they've got the little thing strapped to them.
they're good at, like, getting into small, or some sort of, small places and that, and sort of, cracking stuff and all that. Like I say, it's just half a story I just picked up on.
That's not a story.
Well, what do you want?
Monkey news!
Well, I'll get some better stuff next week, but I've literally, like, got off a plane.
This is the worst. This is one of the worst shows we've ever done.
And that's saying something, Rick. We've done some tripe.
This is nothing. And to end with the police in America have given monkeys walkie-talkies. That's nothing. That is a disgrace.
And what do you mean that you've not had enough time to prepare? We've been off air for 18 months.
Yeah.
What, there's been no accumulated monkey news in that time?
It's got to keep it fresh, though, hasn't it?
Great, well, more time.
XFM.
Coldplay, Speed of Sound. Steve, I know you like an insight to my musical taste,
Always.
but that's my favourite Coldplay track of all time. I just thought I'd just throw that in.
Not a fan of clocks?
No, I think I've overplayed Parachutes a little bit, and but that's my favourite one. Like it.
I'm afraid to say I'm a bit of a Philistine when it comes to Coldplay. That sounds the same as all the other ones. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, you'll have to meet these boys one day.
Yeah,
And they're
well,
saying-
I'll tell them to their face. I don't care. A little bit rock and roll. I don't care.
Well, I'm Ricky Gervais. That little funny little Wurzel type voice over there is Stephen Merchant, and with us our producer Karl Pilkington. Right?
Right.
Whenever we say producer, of course, that is in inverted commas.
Yeah.
Done with the fingers.
Well, he didn't have it. I wanted to play some off my iPod today to record it because they didn't have it here. It's a great track called Anthony and the Johnsons. He didn't even have the lead. He went, right, it's difficult. And he went, is it any good? I went, yeah, it's really good. He went, well, why haven't we got it here already then? Oh, that's the paradigm, is it? If XFM hasn't got it, it's no good. Four Non-Blondes doing well, is it? That's still in the cupboard, is it? Unbelievable. We're a little bit annoyed today, aren't we, actually?
I'm really annoyed.
Yeah. All that stuff we did last week, that Landau sent us some sparkling wine, and we thought, right, you shamelessly plugged it.
Yeah.
How many times you mentioned it?
I
Like
must have
20
mentioned it about
times?
20 times.
Well, the finale was hitting Karl on the head with a cork. That's on the website, by the way.
Okay.
RickyGervais.com. Go there and see Karl being hit in the head with a cork, right?
Yeah.
We said, look, send us free stuff, we'll talk about it.
Nothing. The cupboard
literally
is
nothing.
empty. The cupboard is bare.
No one has thought, I tell you what, there's those guys from The Office.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's be honest, Rick, we are taste makers. We're
Yeah.
opinion formers, you and
Yeah.
I.
Yeah.
And you'd have thought if anyone was going to send us some free stuff,
yeah.
you know, it makes me
unbelievable.
fume. And do you know what it is? It's because people, PR people and that, they've realised no one's listening.
But not only are we going against all our principles and losing our dignity just for some free stuff.
And integrity.
And integrity, yeah.
we're
going against XM policy because obviously they would have got thousands of pounds for Landauer to be mentioned last
come
week,
on,
20 times. No, it wouldn't.
Thousands.
It's 40 quid, isn't it?
XFM, Rick.
It's 40 quid.
Yeah.
40 quid for a 9-minute advert.
Exactly.
So advertise your quality stuff here.
Yeah.
Jeff's Garage. Cheaper than some other garages. Anyway, actually, if
Did
there
we
is
play an advert once for a tattoo parlour?
Yes!
Do you remember that? I'm sure we played an advert for a tattoo parlour. What tattoo parlour can afford to advertise on a radio station? Unless it's a tin pot one like this.
Oh, God. Oh, I've got some good music today, though, Steve.
Oh, really? I hope so. I'll be the judge of that. Go on, what have you got?
AC/DC.
Oh.
Have you got a bit of bare skin? You need colouring in? Come along to Ron's Bike Shop and Tattoo Parlour. He'll write Mum on your hand and give you Harley a tune-up while you wait. I can't believe no one wants to advertise with us.
And that only costs, what, 20 quid?
Yeah.
And they play that
I mean,
endlessly.
I turned down millions of pounds to do adverts because I think it's beneath me. And I thought last week I'll give it a little bit back. I'll excite all these people who want to get it.
Nothing.
All I'm thinking is, Steve, either our cachet's gone down, no one wants us anymore, right? Which is impossible, surely.
I would have thought so.
Or we're on a tin pot station that no one listens to. Now,
Ding! Correct answer. Correct answer.
Unbelievable. I'm having to hold on the pop shield of this mic because it keeps falling off.
It's embarrassing. This
It's
whole room is
awful.
embarrassing.
I mean, oh, God. Well, Karl, what are your thoughts? Why have you stuck it out here?
Nothing better coming in, I would have thought.
Well, I'll
That's
tell you
all right,
why, because you're always on holiday. You don't do a lot. You get paid, well, doesn't he, really? He's a moaner. He doesn't try and get on at all. He doesn't deal with people. He moans about everything. And, so he's...
I'm alright, I've got my own little room and that.
Yeah. Like a cage. It is like a cage, isn't it? And he can shut the door. If people walk past, he goes, shut the door. He doesn't want them looking in. He's like a miserable old chimp. We noticed today how much he's simian, isn't
It's
he?
very strange, actually. We maybe should try and get a picture on the website because Karl's arms are particularly chimp-like. It's very, very strange.
Because he's got that he's got long downy hair. It's
And
not
the
like...
long extended knuckles.
Yeah, and his totally round face that sort of the chin goes back and the dome of his cranium. I think, quite seriously, I know we sort of share about 98.5% of our genetic material with bonobos and chimpanzees, but I think he's got a little bit more.
Yeah.
I honestly think he's a little bit of a throwback. Just his line, they just kept to this sort of really the ugliest one in the cave and the tree, and he really didn't come out of it. I'm not saying you are, I don't think you are. Yeah, you're chimp-like.
No, it does annoy me. My hair annoys me on my body and that. Because I've got like hair on me little toes and that.
Have you?
Then on the legs.
Would you see your little toes? Can you pick things up with them?
No, tried.
Okay.
Well, that's the finale of this week's show. We're going to see if he can play a record and put the fader up
From a tyre, while swinging in a tyre.
just using his hairy toes.
Yeah.
I've sort of got hair all the way, but then it just runs out where it should be.
On the top of your head.
Top of your head.
And
It's just-
is this part of the reason why you're always uncomfortable about, being nude or around naked people? Is that partly the reason, do you think, because you look so grotesque?
Well, when I'm on holiday, I don't really like wandering about without a top on unless like it's a quiet beach or whatever.
Sure. So what would you normally wear?
Need.
Shirt
I just
and
have
tie?
like a nice sort of light, summery, sort of linen shirt, maybe, just a few top buttons open.
Yeah.
But I don't like... The naked body isn't that nice anyway, is it? You know what I mean? Whatever it is, if you're a cat and you're shaved, you don't look that nice. Do you know what I mean? But with
I think you'll find a cat is naked even with its fur on. Cats don't wear clothes.
No, but what I mean is, a bald cat isn't that good. You know, it does me head in that I'm bald. I'm not, I wish if I could have hair, it would be nice, but that's life.
Would you
innit?
prefer animals to wear clothes like Mickey Mouse does? Or Goofy?
You know that I don't like nudist and all that. We've done it.
But don't you think sometimes you could sort of like maybe fancify a little bit, like if there was such a thing as an ape salon, and there isn't, Karl. There isn't, right? Would you give a orangutan a trim, maybe sort of his hair? Because some of those look like they're going bald, but they've got a comb over,
They
don't
should
they?
just have a shave. Well, it's like that. That's what I did. Just take it back.
And the underarms as well. Yeah, they've really got a lot of underarm hair. Even the women ones.
Really?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I know. I don't know. I don't even know why they breed. I don't know how they get they laid, some of those horrible old hairy ginger orangutans.
Yeah, they are particularly grim, some of those.
I know, yeah.
The big ones.
I know.
Ginger ones.
Yeah.
They can't be happy, can they? What is that? Where did that happen, the ginger thing? Why do people give them, like, hard time and that?
Well, you just gave them a hard time then, so why did you do it? You were just buying in, were you, to
people do sort of give... I don't understand why, but ginger people get quite a bit of stick, and I've never understood it.
No, well, it's just, I don't know why. I
They
don't
do,
know.
though, don't they?
I don't know. It might be historical. It might have been because... I'm sure they don't everywhere in the world. I'm sure it's probably...
No, they are. They're always... I've said to you about even, like, ginger cats, they're always fat, because they're sort of sick of it, probably.
Wait, what do you mean? Ginger cats, what do you mean?
When you see a ginger cat...
They've been eating, like, because they're upset,
fed up and
they've been bullied.
You never
and
see, like, a thin, happy ginger cat running about. It's always overweight and looking a bit fed up. It's just a good point, isn't it?
I wouldn't say it's a good point, Karl. It's a point.
So last week, the Chinese don't age well. Now, anything ginger, including cats, are sick of it.
No, but I'm just saying...
Are you ginger? Would you like to take issue with any of Karl's points? 83
I know
XFM is the
ginger.
text. You can text us. Maybe you've seen a thin ginger cat.
I'm not having a go, though. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's weird how people give them a hard time. And it's if I could have hair, I'd go for ginger hair rather than being bald.
Really? Landed from Ben Folds on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington.
Had a fax. Never mind champagne and freebies like that. Forget that. We're not doing that anymore. It didn't work, okay? But we are still in demand. Got a fax here, right? So a guy says, I produce a programme for the BAS scientists, right? Wintering in Antarctica. Now, what this bloke is saying is, there are scientists, right, researching in Antarctica, and they're already locked away and sort of like out of touch because they can't get to them, right? But they're soon going to be living in 24-hour darkness, because through the midsummer here, it's darkness for 24 hours for like 3 months, and they're totally cut off, and he's trying to get some stuff together, and he wants us to record a message, and it said every year they choose a celebrity to do something, a message of their choice. They had Rolf Harris, David Attenborough, Jonathan Ross. This year, Ricky is the popular choice. So I'm up there with Rolf Harris, David Attenborough and Jonathan Ross in terms of the vote amongst some scientists stuck in a hut in Antarctica for 3 months.
I think they just got cabin fever.
So that's another poll. So that's another poll I've won. A British Antarctic scientist in a hut poll.
If I was trapped in a little room with several other men for 3 months of pitch darkness,
sexist.
Or indeed women.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why I'd ever want a message from Rolf Harris. Why would Rolf? I mean, David Attenborough, fascinating.
Well, I
Jonathan
assume
Ross
it is it's the animal. I assume they're researching penguins or something, aren't they? If they're stuck there, or maybe
But what's that got to do with
seismic
Rolf?
activity, or maybe polar shift. I don't know.
Possibly if he were researching kangaroos.
Yeah.
Strange
He
Antarctic.
knows about all animals, doesn't he? You can take him a budgie with a broken wing and he'll sort it out. Or he knows a man who does.
Sure.
He can, he'll sort that out for you. And he'll do a picture of it.
Yeah.
While you wait.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I thought, They want a 5-minute message. We can do better than that. Let's dedicate the whole show to them, Steve.
We're going what?
Dedicate the whole show to them. What was it? Trouble with my diction?
A little bit. I'm just thinking again, we've got to slow down because these guys are there, they're working, they're busy.
They used to speaking eloquent
Yeah,
English.
exactly. They weren't used to talking to intelligent, educated people.
Yeah.
So Karl should be something of a surprise to them. I imagine they'll just flood back early and come back to study him.
So this is this show is dedicated to all you I know nothing about them. I don't know how many there are. I know they're just, as I say, in a hut somewhere, presumably with a laptop, drinking hot chocolate out of steel mugs with
Just looking up porn.
Well, they're not on the internet, are they?
Oh, are they not?
Well, no,
What's
there's no
the point of the
phone
laptop?
line.
Well, how do they charge up the laptop when it runs out?
Well, they've probably got generators.
They must have other stuff. They got a telly and that, haven't they?
Of course they haven't.
No, for DVDs and things.
Well, they could probably have a DVD player that would run off a generator and stuff, so they can play. I don't know what we're giving this on CD or something, but
and what are they?
how can that enhance your life though? That you like 2 months has gone, you've sat there, you're chewing Kendall mint cake and just looking around at white walls, right, thinking that the Thing's going to come in any minute and put you out of your misery, right? And you go, all right, lads, it's here. What? A 5-minute message from Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
Who? The fella from The Office? Oh, yeah. Go on. I mean, so
Yeah.
I don't know how I can enhance. I mean, I go mental.
One of them's going, I voted for Ricky Martin. What?
Yeah.
But I don't understand what they're researching. You say penguins, but that's just a hypothesis.
Well, I'm assuming that because it's Antarctica, where the penguins live.
Is there anything else there? What else is going on?
Well,
There's
there's a lot of
presumably climate differences and...
Well, yeah, because it's a
atmosphere changes and
land
so on.
mass, isn't it? Arctic's just on ice, and Antarctica is actually a continent. It's a land mass, so there's stuff there. But presumably not in the winter. I imagine it's like 10 foot of snow, and really not a lot happening.
Sure.
I don't know what they're researching. It could be astronomy, as I say. It could be some sort of seismic thing. It could be just testing polar melting. It could be penguins. I have no idea. I haven't got the information. I don't think they want us to go into what they're doing.
I suppose they already know, yeah.
They probably want to know what's happening in the world well, we've got the man here.
That's an interminable 5 minutes for them. We've already wasted that 5 minutes. They're going to put it on, excited to hear from you, and they've just got 5 minutes of us
But hold
discussing
on,
what
though.
they might be doing.
What I'm worried about is this bit. So for these 10 people there, we've just annoyed the 200 listeners we've got. Because they're thinking, what's in this for me? Well, we'll have fun along the way, and what I think we're doing, they've been stuck there, as I say, they're out of touch, they don't know what's happening, so Karl Pilkington is the man. We're going to have a break, we'll have a song, maybe some ad breaks, and then Karl is going to let these scientists who are stuck away in the darkness know what's been happening for the last couple of weeks. Is that all right, Karl?
Well, I don't really follow the news, so they probably
play
know
a
more.
record,
I was
play
going
a
to say
record.
what's been going on.
Embrace a glorious day. Well, it is a glorious day, Steve.
Brilliant.
Every day's a glorious day, isn't it?
Well, it is when I'm with you.
Yeah, love the world.
Yeah.
So these scientists, they're stuck away in the darkness. Let's tell them what they've been missing. What's the highlights, Karl, of the last Ricky Gervais and Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, by the way, XFM 104.9, etc. What have they missed for the last... just do the last few weeks. What have they missed? Remember, they haven't got newspapers, they haven't got telly. What's the... Look at him, he's looking at me like I just said that in Arabic. What do you understand? Think what's happened. Think what they haven't got that you know about. What have you seen and heard in the last couple of weeks that they couldn't have?
Well, like on the news and that, what's gone on in the world and that?
Yeah.
Well, or just things you've done personally. I think that'll be of less interest.
Yeah.
Pope's dead.
Okay.
I like it. I imagine that. Imagine if that was them breaking it to them.
Yeah.
Like they're listening in. You go, what's happened? The Pope's dead. Well, don't say like that. Break it to us gently, Karl.
I think that's better than how they do it on the news normally, though, isn't it? They make a big deal out of it, and you panic a bit when it's a breaking news, and you think, oh, there's a war on.
Yeah.
And you go, Pope's dead, and you go, well...
So you've just
he was
used that
old.
short, sharp tactic.
I said
Yeah.
it
Like
softly,
ripping a
though, didn't
plaster
I?
off quickly.
I just said it softly, didn't I? Pope's dead.
When you know all that coverage of the Pope with like those millions of people that had gathered in Rome and stuff, I was thinking about, you remember we talked about the Queen Mother, and they were queuing up to see the Pope.
Yeah,
lying
like
in state.
4 hours to
And
get
once
a
again, I
glimpse.
couldn't help but feel if they popped him on some kind of like dessert trolley and just wheeled him past everyone else, they could have got that done in about 3/4 of an hour.
Yeah.
You know, once again, people not thinking. They're not expanding their minds.
Tell you what,
Yeah,
logically.
What, like students and rag week
Exactly.
with a bed down
Put them
Oxford
on one of those
Street?
novelty beds. They're all dressed in kind of Cardinals gear.
Yeah.
Just, you know, trundling off and down the... Yes.
But it's the way they also said they've now got a new pope. He's hardly new, is he? Why didn't they learn from the last one?
Sure.
Keep taking on old people.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad couldn't even get a gig in B&Q.
Oh God! So who have we offended? I mean, the thing is, it's clever because soon our offensiveness isn't going to be sort of like we're feeling about offensive. It's going to be like we're going to be living with Salman Rushdie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The things. I mean, that's pretty. You know, don't have a go at the Pope.
I'm not having a go at him. It's good that he can carry on working and what have you, but I thought everyone had to retire at like 60 or whatever. Like, bloody hell. But, you know, whatever, if you can get away with it.
Yeah, why couldn't your dad get a gig in B&Q? I mean, he goes there a lot, doesn't he? He goes there a lot.
That's why, if you're just joining us for this one-off show because you're trapped in a bunker somewhere in the Antarctic, you should know this of Karl's dad. He's a thief. He steals things, and we've openly discussed this before. He steals this from other elderly ladies and elderly people. Perhaps.
He's not like Raffles, though. He doesn't go into their house.
He's not a gentleman thief.
No, don't people put? Let's put this in context. You know, he's not a villain, but sometimes when people leave groceries lying around in a public telephone box.
No, what it was, where they live now, they've retired, right? They've moved. I won't say where they are, but somewhere quiet, right? And it's so quiet.
It's not a witness relocation protection scheme.
But because there's only about 8 people live in this village, it's not worth like the like corner shops.
There's only 8 people living in the village.
It's quiet.
The village
quiet.
of the damned.
So anyway, rather than keep the shop open, you're meant to call up and go, all right, Harry, I need some milk today.
Right.
And they stick it in a phone box outside in the shop, and my dad found that out. So when he's been out, just stop off at the phone box, have a look at what's left lying around.
Yeah. But of the 8, I mean, there's 8 people in the village. My attention would be instantly drawn to the dodgy Manc fella. I mean, do you know what I mean? It seems, in Manchester you can probably get away with this, there's a lot of scum up there, but down in this little village, you know, you got a little Miss Marple type and a little, you know, country policeman.
He's stopped doing it now,
Has he?
Stopped doing it, yeah.
Cleaned up his act.
Yeah.
Good, alright, so with the Pope's dead, any other big news?
There was that thing I told you about last week, the foot-long spider eats chicken.
What does this mean to them? They're going to think that the world's been taken over by them. It's not like this never telling. We're not going back. There's a foot-long spider on the loose.
How are these people bright, though?
Well, let's have a look. Antarctic scientists. Yeah, they've probably got an O-level or two.
They're looking at penguins all day.
Yeah.
So how bright have you got to be?
What do you mean?
Well, what are they doing?
Well, I don't know, do I? But they've been chosen. There's probably cost millions of pounds to set them up there. Oh, Karl.
I'd say this is like, for scientists, this is like Big Brother. Do you know what I mean? This is like a big dinner. Scientists there watching this, finding out what's going to go on. There's little challenges that they give them, little tasks.
It's like Celebrity Love Island without the sun and slappers. Go on.
I think what else has gone on?
Well, while you're thinking, Karl, I should just tell you now, you threw that question out earlier, why are ginger people historically mocked? We've had a couple of responses on the text, 83XFM. Again, as ever with XFM listeners, don't believe what they say, don't trust what they say. But one of them...
have we got any respect for anyone in the world?
I'll get back to you. Pete in Tooting, now, again, I think this is nonsense. He claims that the reason ginger people are disliked is because Judas was ginger. From the Bible. I don't know where he's come up with this idea.
No, I've heard that.
But I mean, are there a great many people from, you know, the Middle East who are ginger?
Well, that's probably why he stood out.
Sure.
And he was probably fed up, and he thought, I'll get him back.
Yeah.
Maybe...
Unless he had his hair dyed ginger when he was on the witness protection scheme.
What did
which
he
presumably
do?
he had to go into after it all came out in the book.
What did he do? What
did he do? He
he
stitched him up, didn't he, to the Romans, didn't he, Judas? Did he do it for 40 pieces of silver or something? I'm not big on the Bible, but apparently...
Incidentally, if you'd like us to stitch up any kind of messiah for 40 pieces of silver, just get in touch, 83XFM. We're willing to do that for you as well. But that's one explanation. There's another one here, which is, again, I don't believe this for a moment. It says, ginger people get a lot of stick because in Elizabethan times, people with ginger hair were told that their mother had slept with the devil. and that was why their hair was ginger. So there's two options. Maybe if you've got some more, you can any more spurious thoughts, then get in touch. 83XFM. But yeah, I don't know. Karl?
It might be true for both of those. I mean, the point is that if either of those are true, they were already being picked on. If you know what I mean.
Right.
That's the point. It's sort of like maybe that's not the total root of it. Well, the Judas thing might be the root of it. The first big ginger to do something a little bit.
So if he was bald, then old bald people would be like,
yeah,
get a hard time on that.
Yeah.
Well, we do mock you behind your back anyway, Karl. That's going on, don't worry.
So play a record and think of something that's happened to tell these poor scientists what's going on in the world. All you've come up with so far is the Pope's dead and there's a big spider. What is that?
That eats chicken.
The Pogues, Rainy Night in Soho. I hope there isn't a rainy night in Soho tonight, Rick. I'm sure you're one of those who agrees with me. Listen, we just had an email here from a guy called James Lee. He says, hi, just writing a bit of info on the scientists in Antarctica. I'm a scientist who's just come back from one of the Antarctic bases called Halley, or Haley. There are 15 people staying there over the Antarctic winter. The scientists are looking mainly at the atmosphere, things like the ozone hole and meteorology. Right. I think there are 6 scientists staying over the winter, as well as a doctor, electrician, mechanic, and a carpenter, and so on. And so he's saying they do listen. They have the internet, so they maybe could listen to the show on the internet. And if you get the chance, say hi to Francis, and the rest of the winter is for me. Sure, no problem. Yeah, thanks, James. But yeah, there they are. That's what they're doing. That's what they're up to.
But why are they asking you for a message though? When I mean, have these people got families and that, or are they convicts, or?
No, what do you mean? Of course they probably do get messages from their family.
Well, why are you doing one for one? Is that, I mean, do you know, like you see it in, like, Porridge and stuff like that, where if someone's in prison and no one visits them,
yeah,
and they sort of look a bit fed up and that, is this message that you're doing for like, people who don't get a letter in the post from...
Brilliant. So they put this on the shelf until someone doesn't get one. All right, Hargreaves? Yes, sir, I didn't get a message today, sir. Yeah, I've got a message, Hargreaves. I've what, sir? Hargreaves, you have got a message. Really, sir? From Ricky Gervais. Really, sir? And I give it... Don't talk, please. There are scientists listening. Try to keep the talking shit down to a minimum today.
What's annoying me is, right, they're saying they're stuck over there for months, but it seems to me like they're wasting a lot of time. Right?
Why?
Well, you're saying they probably watch DVDs. They're saying they've got internet access.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I'm wrong.
Listening to messages,
yeah,
get the job done and go home.
Well, that's so. Well, then we don't have to tell them anything then, because they listen to the internet. If they've got the internet, then yeah, it's a waste of time. Good point. Play a record.
Well, hang on. Before that, here's a good point. You've had a long time to research what's been going on in the world. We just had an email here from Nicholas who says, "Why haven't you told them about the recent Pig Olympics that just went on in China?" You've missed that one, Karl. Once again.
Who won?
First of the gang to die, Morrissey, XFM 104.9. And Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Well, Karl, you failed miserably. The scientists stuck away. Right, one more chance. What's happened in the last couple of weeks? Just one more chance to... What have you seen in the last couple of weeks?
Well, like I say, I don't really watch the news and that, so
right.
I can't tell them about that. But in a way, I think they're better off not knowing. I think that's the only good thing about being out there, isn't it? Not knowing about the bad stuff going on.
Yeah.
So... I can't help them there.
They don't need to look at the weather, do they?
No, don't enough. No. But tell you about the Pope and that.
Yeah, it's pretty extensive.
What about the EU Constitution and the no votes? What do you make of that? What are your views?
What's the problem there?
Oh, this isn't. This isn't broadcasting, though, is it? This is nothing. Come up with something.
Well, the fat baby, then. The fat baby that they found that was on the telly.
Right. Well, what was that?
It's just a little fat baby. That, I don't know what, it's just a little fat kid and that.
What? Tell what?
It was on the telly and
but
that.
What was on the telly? You just said fat baby, fat baby, fat baby, fat baby on telly, fat baby on telly. You're meant to be telling them what's happened in the world. Tell me about the fat baby on telly.
It's just they've found some, there's this illness called Momo, right? And they've just got this woman had a kid. It's really sad. It was on Channel 4 and that, right? And kid's born.
You sure it wasn't Jimmy Carr?
Kid's born and that, right?
Momo?
It's called Momo,
Isn't that
yeah.
that Black Music Award?
No, right, little fat baby and that, and there's only 3 of them in the world. These little fat babies.
Right.
And
So
one of them...
they're endangered.
How fat? Are you not telling what do you mean? How fat are they?
6 stone it was only 2. And there's 3 of them in the world, and there was this one, and there was one in Brazil.
Are they like endangered? Is that the problem? Because there's only 3 of them in the world. Are we worried? Is it like a conservation campaign?
They're hunted for their flesh.
No, it's sad. If you, I know it's easy to
should
joke
laugh,
that,
but
but if
you
you've
could make
seen
an
it, you'd
interesting
go,
handbag
it's a
for it.
bit sad and that.
Well, I haven't seen it, and I know nothing about it.
Well, I've told you, there's 3 of them in the world.
Okay, what else was on telly?
Something I watched the other night, that was just good. Again, you know, I learn stuff from the telly. I don't watch the news.
Yeah, well, you don't learn stuff from the telly.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though.
You told us there's a fat baby in the world.
Forget about them.
There's a spider eats chickens, and there was a fat kid.
Forget them in Iceland, right?
Yeah.
We'll give them Rockbusters later to do, right?
Iceland!
But what's the name? I tell you what is interesting, Steve.
What?
I didn't know that much about it. Autism.
Okay.
Oh, good. With some more entertaining stuff on XFM 104.9.
No.
Just to cheer up people. Go on, then. What? Go on.
No, right. Have you heard about it, Steve? What
Autism?
It is?
It scares me to death when he comes up, when he touches on a serious subject. We've been talking about wheeling a dead pope round, the Chinese don't age well, and ginger people are hated. And now we're going to touch on a really, I mean,
No, I said-
my heart's in my throat. Go
Yeah,
on, Karl,
I
then.
said
Tell
the little
me
fat
your
baby.
insights to autism.
Right, well, there was this, again, Channel 4 coming up with some good stuff at the moment, right? It might have been Channel 5. But what's the name? It was
It's the attention span I like. Oh.
these people who, they've got like this autism thing going on.
Yeah.
And they sort of take in a lot of information. They get sort of they get so into it that they know everything about that subject and what have you, right? And there was this lad who, he knew everything, right, about EastEnders.
Right.
He sort of, the cameraman was saying to him, so, you know, why EastEnders and that? And he said, I don't know, I just like it. And he said, I remember when I first watched it was a Thursday, it was 5 to 8, Pauline Fowler walked in, she had a pink jumper on, she said, all right, love. And he remembers everything from that moment on.
Yeah.
Right, and everything, which is great, but then the way the programme was making out, it was almost like they were saying it's a disability.
Right.
When in a way, it's more like a superpower.
Sure. Like Rain Man.
But if you can take
It's
it,
Rain Man.
No, I'm
he
not-
has special autistic powers.
Oh, God,
we must send for Rain Man.
I don't know what to do.
So
I
you
don't know
mean
what to
so
do.
he would be a
But
great
there's
contestant
other
on Mastermind,
things.
sort of autistic
Sorry.
Mastermind. He'd be
Well, what I'm
dynamite.
saying is, don't be watching EastEnders though. Sort of, why didn't they give him an encyclopedia and say, get into that?
Sure.
That'll be useful.
Yeah.
Keep him away from EastEnders. Wasting his time there. But I don't think it is a disability.
No.
Yeah,
I
but
always-
there are other things, and they're not. It's also autism is a matter of degrees. From what I know, and I'm sorry to have to do this, but I feel that I have to at least be the voice of reason, as ill-educated as I am on the subject. But I think there's degrees of autism. I think some are higher performance than others. There's other issues with it. It's not they're just got good memories. They don't go around doing tricks for people because they can remember stuff. There are other issues with it. Do you know what I mean?
Right, well, I mean, they seemed a bit...
But you watched the programme. What did you learn? That he knows when Pauline Fowler came in.
Yeah, I mean, there was other bits where they couldn't control their emotions and stuff.
Oh, that other little bit, yeah.
But the main bit of it was he can soak up information and stuff, and I'm just saying it didn't seem really bad. Do you know what I mean? There's disabilities where people say that's a bad disability. It's like how people say about...
This is
I don't
brilliant.
know.
This is just like this is amazing to be in a room with this man. It's incredible. You just wind him up and listen to what comes out. And I'm going to sit back now. I'm not going to defend you or explain anything. Just go on and tell me about the other disabilities that are worse.
No, what I mean is how people can sometimes easily get mixed up. How people are scared of like a cyclop. When at the end of the day, he's got a disability. A bloke with
Who's scared of a cyclop?
No, it's
apart
just
from
like that's-
Jason and his Argonauts. Where's this cyclop that you're scared of?
No, I'm just saying in history and in books and that.
No, not in history. History happened.
Yeah. But
What are you thinking of? You're mixing history with Greek mythology and Roman mythology and every other type of mythology. What do you mean there wasn't really a giant cyclop that went round picking up ships and throwing them around? That's not history, Karl. Do you think Batman's history?
No, but this was it was ages ago, wasn't it? When we were sort of forming.
No, I'm not saying it didn't happen ages ago. I'm saying it didn't happen.
Well, he might have done. There's no. I mean, what's so ridiculous about a fellow with one eye?
In the middle of his head, and he's big and scary and lives in a
Why is he
cave.
scary? Because he's got. What if he had 8 eyes? I'd be scared of him. At the end of the day, he's got a disability. We'll talk about it in a bit.
Bobby Womack across 110th Street on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant, and over there Karl Pilkington.
Can I just remind people that...
A man so stupid, it isn't actually offensive. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, just wanted to remind people that they can get in touch on the text, 83XFM. You'll need that text number shortly, because we're going to be playing Rockbusters very soon. Gervais texted in, and he says quite simply, "What's happened to the webcam? All I can see is a bald monkey." Well, you're absolutely right. We'll try and get that sorted out for you. But we're rockbustering now.
Do it now.
Should we do it now?
Set it up now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you should just remind people, Rick, particularly if they're trapped in Antarctica for the next 3 months, what this game is.
Well, this is Blockbusters, just totally ripped off, and the clues are bands and artists. Karl says they're cryptic clues. They're not cryptic clues. They're more like, what word am I thinking of? They're tenuous. Some of them don't work at all. So it's really, are you in tune with a shaved monkey? I mean, it's nearly embarrassing to get the clue. I pride myself on that I don't really get them. And I'm sort of proud of that, because you shouldn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think I've given it a big sell.
Yeah.
Now, you do win Tat today, but the big prize is going forward to be in the draw in 5 weeks' time, when there's a signed Homer that I got Matt Groening to draw. If you go to rickygervais.com, you can see him drawing it. It's an original.
Well, if they want to see it, they can go to xfm.co.uk/Ricky, and it's actually... Just click on it, you can have a look at it.
Oh, you can see all the pictures there, can't you? There's also a signed Nigel Tufnell poster, and us three as Flanimals. But there's a little actually video clip. I was on rickygervais.com. You can actually see Matt Groening drawing it.
Well,
So
those prizes are the ones, the big prizes you can win in 5 weeks' time if you get to the grand final. In the meantime, it's the usual selection of mediocre gifts which will be given away.
that
if you
we
win
found
this
in a
week.
drawer that people have sent us to give
so
away.
first up we've got I think most people agree, the mediocre John Travolta film Ladder 49, which I think barely made it into cinemas over here.
No.
We've also got on DVD.
And we're giving that away.
We're giving that away.
Brilliant.
On DVD, the TV series Grumpy Old Men, which I think is repeated every single night on BBC Two.
Oh, and that's free as well, is it?
Yeah, that's free.
Okay.
We've got the complete third series of Alias. Great gift, only if you've seen the previous 2 seasons. So
Is that the one I'm in?
I don't know, possibly. French and Saunders at the Movies, a collection of all their hilarious movie spoofs. Again, on television, I think every Friday. And the TV series Operation Good Guys. You know, fine series, but you could see that on UK Gold most nights. So once again, an excellent selection.
But if you win all those and take them straight down to Record and Tape Exchange, you will be able to get 2 albums that you actually like.
That's exactly right.
So,
People send us them, so they sort of get bigged up on the radio, so that's done. We don't need to, worry about that.
angry.
So, anyway then, three clues.
Well,
and
hang on,
that.
let's play the jingle.
No, I haven't got one.
You not got a jingle for Rockbusters?
No.
Well, do one quickly now.
Okay. Rockbusters.
Brilliant.
All right, so we got 3 of them. Cryptic clue and the initials. The band, it could be a band or an artist. We've done all that, haven't we?
Yeah.
All right, first one. The fella
Oh,
let his wife know how he got the bruise on his leg. Right?
Give us that again.
The fella let his wife know how he got the bruise on the leg. He got a little bruise.
yeah, it's all, imagine
Always
that in the
tricky.
Times crossword. You read it again, it's slightly different. Every time I look back at this crossword, it's slightly different. All the words change. It can't be cryptic.
The initials there, CL. Right? CL. Fella got a bruise on his leg. He let his wife know how he got it. What's going on? Right, second one.
All the muttering.
And what's the next cryptic
one.
clue?
Second one. That Potter lad had a lot of bottle doing all that stuff with the wizards and that. Right? He had a lot of bottle playing with the wizards and that. What's all that about? Right?
I love it. He always says, what's all that about?
TB there, band or artist, the initials TB, that Potter lad, he's got a lot of bottle doing all that stuff with the wizards. Right? And the third one, The Buddhists won't be able to get in their temple without these. Oh. What do they need, right? The Buddhists won't be able to get in their temple without these. The initials TM. Right?
83936 is the text number. We don't want to receive emails from this because we can't be bothered, so just a quick text. Make sure you include all 3 answers. We're not interested unless you've only got, you need to get all 3.
Yeah.
But the winner may only get 2, but it's the first one with the most right answers.
Yeah. And if
that wins all those DVDs. Alias is a box set, to be fair. That's pretty good prize, that one.
Oh, you could probably get two CDs when you take that down to Record Tape Exchange. Just
and
for that
you
alone.
don't need to see the first 2 seasons because you won't know what's happening anyway.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm excited to think that there's some people now in Antarctica just scrabbling around to get a pen, just trying to figure them out. You know, they'll probably stew on that for the next, I don't know, 2 months.
XFM.
Forward Inc. Gorillas on XFM 104.9 on Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl, okay, we've got to sort this out. We didn't meet again this week, and this is a shoddy show. I thought we had a sort of framework for it, but do you know what I mean? No, I thought it'd be, Karl could sort of tell him what was going on. He doesn't know anything except watching telly, late night telly on strange channels. Like he gets all his information about the news on Anna Nova, and I mean, I even tried to help him because Monkey News last week was awful.
It wasn't Monkey News.
It wasn't Monkey News. It was. I can't remember it.
I've been away on holiday.
Brilliant. Yeah, and the Monkey News stops. I phoned him up. There was a front cover of the, I think it was the Telegraph one day this week, and it was an ironic story. It was a fluff piece, but it was a funny story. And it was about a monkey in a zoo that had a ruck with its father because it's adolescent. It was like the equivalent of like 16 to 18, and it had a fight with its father, and it escaped. It ran away, and it was like, an interesting story.
Yeah.
I phoned Karl up and said, "This is Monkey News. A monkey has escaped from its cage after an argument with its father." And he said, "What was the argument about?" I mean, he thinks like Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
What was the argument about? Like the zookeepers are going, oh no, he's brought up his untidy room again. The father, look, he's caught him smoking again. I mean, what do you mean, what was the argument about? They have fights. They have fights, and then it ran away.
His dad wanted him to go to college, but he just wants to quit and get a job.
Yeah, and he fancied a monkey in the other cage, and the father was saying, "She's not good enough for you." No. Oh.
So
what
we've got
was
some
it
Monkey
about?
News today?
Yeah, I got a little bit of Monkey News.
You got a little bit of Monkey News, right?
Yeah.
You've redeemed yourself then this week.
We've got some stuff there and that. What else has been going on? What are we going to talk about now? Sort of head's gone now.
Your head's
we've got
gone.
Monkey News.
Yeah.
And,
Why is your brain? Why is it? It seems like since we've come back on air, you have become dimmer. I mean, it is extraordinary. It's like BSC has kicked in.
Or
and
did
you
we
really
just forget? We just forgot.
Maybe
what?
it's been a long time. We've forgotten just how stupid he is.
Yeah.
It's proper. Do you mean it's the silences? He forgets we're on the radio. There's just
I know,
dead air.
it's unbelievable, and it's our name on this. They put up but as I said before, he is no offence, he's not a bright lad or educated or anything like that.
Yeah,
but some things he says does border on the retarded.
Oh, yeah,
I've been trying to take in too much information though. That's the problem recently. Well, I've said to you last week, I've been like reading more books and what have you, and trying to take in too much. But the problem is, like even watching telly and that now, Suzanne said to me, stop doing that. Stop watching telly late at night and going to bed, because it's making your brain too active. And I'm sort of,
heaven forbid.
And I'm trying to get to sleep and I can't. And then when I wake up, she had a go at me the other day, right? Because it was the night after watching The Fat Baby, right? Woke up in the morning and she had a go at me because as soon as I woke up, I said it was something like, "How can you freeze time?" She said, "Are you going to say good morning or whatever?"
I'm gonna burst! Just imagine it, right? It's like the sun comes up through the window. Oh, she's right. Carl's like that, his little head. His eyes open, he goes,
one of those floppy night hats.
"How can you freeze time?" Oh, God.
Well, it's because, like, whatever, the night before I might have heard that on the news or whatever, and it's just been sort of whizzing around my head.
Sure.
And, it was a big debate. I think have they found a way of doing it or something?
What are you talking about?
They've done something about freezing time and all that.
See, this isn't information. This is nothing. That is nothing, that. They've done something about freezing time. Imagine Jeremy Paxman coming on, going, well, the issues tonight said something about freezing time. It's, think before you talk.
No, but I don't worry about how to do it. I just think about what effects that will
Oh,
have.
they haven't asked you to get involved?
Well, this is what I'm saying, though. You can't explain it. It's a tough thing, isn't it? But what's the point of me worrying
It's not
about
a question. Do you know what he said to me the other day? This is unbelievable. This is one of the most stupid, incredible things I've ever heard. He was talking, and he suddenly stopped, and he was thinking about it, and he went, oh, I went, what? He went, you'd never see a black ghost.
Extraordinary.
True, though, isn't it?
I've never seen a ghost, full stop.
There are no ghosts. There aren't ghosts.
No, but I mean when you just see them in, like, magazines and that.
Anthony and the Johnsons. Isn't that beautiful?
Interesting.
Hope There's Someone on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Well, Karl, more revelation. We were talking about it last week, but Karl brought it up again just now. Didn't want to go to the doctors, didn't want to have a full sort of body checkup that may save his life because he saw on the website they do a test where they have to insert a finger in his arse.
Oh, don't tell me about it.
Why?
Don't put it on the website. Just we look at your heart.
Yeah.
We check your blood pressure out.
Yeah.
And then they could just do it quickly. Could just sort of say, right.
How do they do it quickly?
No, but what I'm saying is it's worse, isn't it? Going in there knowing that. I mean, they've got it on the website. So you're on the journey on the bus thinking, in about 20 minutes I'm going to have a finger up my arm.
But they're doctors.
Yeah, but just
They're not doing it for a laugh. They're not filming it with a two-way screen. They're not putting on boxing gloves so it hurts more. They're up. Oh, his prostate's all right. Out again. Out again.
I'm just saying in the day, the sort of...
Do you think they're in the pub going, here he comes? It's Pilkington. I had my finger up his arse today.
Do they allow ladies to do that? Do they allow female doctors to do it?
Of course they do. They're doctors.
No, that's worse. Though.
You're sounding like him.
No, I'm just interested in, because, you know, do they allow female doctors to do the finger up the arse thing?
Well, of course they do. They're doctors. Forget the female and male. They are doctors.
Right, do you know any female doctors to do that? But what I mean is, isn't it a bit like if you're being searched at an airport, you know, and you're a woman, they send in a woman person to search you. They don't send in a bloke to do it. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, they probably trust someone who's gone through 6 years medical college not to be taking the piss as opposed to a fat security guard who couldn't get anything else. Do you know what I mean?
You're talking about there's doctors all the time coming out in the papers, they gave them this so they could look at their boobs or whatever, or, you know, it's all you're always hearing stuff about dodgy doctors.
But what I'm saying is, the reason why they do that security, because there's lots of security people, and they can, you know, for your own, you know, for the, you know, your own modesty, there's a female one to search females and a male one to search males, and that's fine. But there's not like 4 or 5 GPs to choose from, and you go in there and you go, is it your arse and testicles? Do you want a bloke or... you know,
what about
you
what
accept
if they've
it.
got long fingernails?
They don't have long fingers. What do you think this female GP looks like? She's sitting behind the desk like Cruella de Vil with cleavage and long red false nails going, hello love, bend over. This may hurt a little bit. There's gloves and Vaseline. I don't believe there's 2 of you now in the room. Karl, they're doctors. They have to, what would you rather do than put the hand down your throat and round your alimentary canal to feel your arse? It's a quicker way in.
You seem to know a lot about these doctors who stick fingers up people's asses. You're a very well-informed gentleman about this sort of thing.
Well, say if they did find something,
Yeah.
would you then have to get, like, a second opinion, so someone else's finger?
Well, no. They test it to see if there's anything suspicious. That it's usually a swollen prostate, which can be anything. So you know, they catch it early, and that's it. They feel up there.
But if you want a second opinion, then the same doctor will just stick a thumb up and have a feel around them. Yeah. So it always works in the same way.
Yeah.
Well, if there's a doctor who can, I don't know, put me at ease. I mean, surely there's another way around it. I don't believe that. I mean, what is this? 60 million people or something in the world, isn't they? 60 billion or something?
Well,
6 billion, something?
Yes, you got it.
Right.
You hit it. Well done.
That's good work.
Right, so yeah, there's 6 billion, did I say?
Yeah, what's 6 billion then?
Loads, isn't it?
Yeah, but...
So if you want a doctor to phone up to assure you that the finger at the bum thing's not painful and that it's necessary, and
Just
that
that
it's
it's
not just someone
necessary,
trying to get
really.
kicked.
Just that it's not an easy way round.
All right, what's the phone number here?
It's, changed, haven't they?
Oh,
You're the producer!
Hang on, here it is. 0871 222 1049, and I think you select option 1. It tells you anyway what to do.
Please, if you're a GP, or if, even if you've completed medical, I mean, we want a qualified doctor, really. Anything else is not good enough for Karl Pilkington. We'd love to. You can ask him all the other questions, because Karl, as I said last week, he doesn't feel his own testicles because he doesn't like the feel.
Yeah.
So I'd like a doctor to explain to him how necessary that is.
And this is truthful as well. I've got very slight pain around the genital area at the moment, and I think it might be some kind of groin strain, but I'm a little bit anxious, not entirely sure what it is.
You've been with me twice when I've gone along to get them checked.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, but it's usually I think you're in a pretty low risk, aren't you?
I'd hope so.
You're coming out of the 20s. I think testicular sort of. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm not qualified.
No.
They told all they said was to me sort of like it's 20s and 50s. We're into
mine sort of felt like they dropped a bit the other week when I was on holiday. I don't know if that's like when you're relaxing or I was wearing shorts a lot.
How far? If it's 2 foot, it's too far.
I was having problems walking.
What do you mean? Why?
No, it was just a bit I had shorts on all day. I'm happy and walking about on the beach, what have you. And then at the night when I put some long trousers on, I was sort of walking like rickets.
They probably like stretch a little bit. Sometimes, I told you when I was about 18, I was scared. I went to the doctor. I felt a pain, right? And because I was doing biology, I thought I'd show off this doctor. I said, I've got a pain. I think it feels like it starts in the epididymis and goes up through the urethra either. And he went,
finger up the arse.
He said, your jeans are too tight. They're squashing your balls. So we want a doctor like that.
So what's the phone number again?
It's 0871 222 1049.
A qualified
What
doctor.
do you mean your balls dropped, though? We've got to come back to this.
I don't know, they just felt like... it's not too bad at the moment. I was all right on the way in, but it was
I feel twinges all the time, but you never know whether it's just because they're
but they felt like they weren't my own. Do you know what I mean? They sort of felt a bit like these are...
There wasn't a bloke standing really close to you, was there?
No, you didn't get them mixed up, did you, on the way back? On the flight back? Someone else has got...
Well, take a leaf out of nudist books. They just walk around, they've got nothing on it.
About nudists.
Why?
Well, let's play this ad break and that. And
have you had another encounter?
If we've got time, I'll tell you about it.
Have you really?
XFM.
Right, we've got who's that on the line?
It's Rob.
Rob, and are you a doctor?
I'm a final year medical student. I'll be a doctor in 2 months, touch wood.
That's close enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, where do you study? Do you want to give more details, or do you want to remain anonymous as you're calling in to
I study at Barts Hospital.
All right, great. So, why do GPs sometimes put their finger up a man's anus?
To see what's there. If you've got hemorrhoids, if you've got an enlarged prostate, it's either that or they stick up a big tube and have a look up with a light.
What?
And it's easier to do that.
Now, are you dumbing this down for us, or are you going to fail your medical exams by saying stick up a big tube with a light?
I'm dumbing it down.
Okay, come on then. We're all intelligent people here, and Karl. So you tell us what's that called?
It's called a sigmoidoscope.
Right.
Nice. That was a clever test, wasn't it, Rick? I think he's a real doctor.
Yeah.
12-inch long tube they can put up there.
So, Karl, would you prefer that or a finger?
Well, so do they sort of do the finger first, and then... I mean, at what point do they say, hang on, we need a light here? I mean...
It's normally if there's something wrong.
But... So if I go then, say if I go to this well-known clinic, right, and they go, yeah, the art's good and that, yeah, finger, there you go, and then they go, hang on, I'm going to go and get me light and tube. I could start worrying then because they've sort of found something.
And they're not likely to go straight in with the tube. They'll probably send you off some tests first.
But Karl, there's nothing... But you go to these places to put your mind at rest and to know where you are with your health. I mean, it's not that you go along... That's what most people worry about. They think that because I'll go along and they'll find something. Well, one, that's illogical. It doesn't heighten the fact they find something because you go along. And two, if they do find something, it's a good job you went along. I mean, I'm a hypocrite because I don't go to the doctor, but, I've had that
Karl,
done.
You should be concerned if, when they shine the little light in your ear, it comes out the other side of your ear.
No,
the other ear comes right out the other side. That's when you should be worried.
But Rob, right, you said then, if they find something, they send me off for some tests. Why can't I just have the test without that and cut out the middleman? Do you know what I mean?
Because you're wasting lots of money.
There's hundreds of tests they could do, and they could do every test, and they could all come back with nothing, or they could do the finger up there and send you for the 3 tests you need to find out what's wrong with you.
But in this day and age, with all the technology and that, and like brainy doctors and all that, the only way to find out is sticking a finger up there.
What are you worried about, Karl? Is it fundamentally that this doctor who's has done 6 years medical training, is it embarrassing to have a man's finger up your ass?
I just don't understand how you can get round to that without...
But what don't you like? Is it fundamentally you don't like anything up your ass, or is it the fact that it's a man's finger up there?
I don't like going to the doctors. It makes me nervous, because I think if anyone searches you long enough, they're going to find a fault with you, right? And especially if they're going that far into you. They're going to find something. And
Probably not.
well, you never... I just don't... I don't know how to get round to that sort of... that point where you get a... What do you talk to the doctor about? And he's like, all right, nice day. Strap your trousers.
He goes, I'm just gonna... He says, I'm gonna just,
Most people just shut up and let you do it, and then breathe a sigh of relief when you say there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But is that at the end of the test, or is that the first thing he does?
It's the last thing.
So that trousers up out the door.
Because he knows it ends conversation. He knows it's a bit of a faux pas. The doctor says, "Oh, I better not kick off with the finger up the arse." What I do is I'll start on with the the head, and then we're then go. Oh, one final thing, Mr. Pilkington.
So Rob,
he drops his keys and he goes, "Pick them up." And as you bend over,
will you be doing this, Rob? Is this what you're like open to do? You do all these.
I'll have to do it at some point. All doctors do it at some point, no matter what they specialise in.
So the first one, is the another doctor there to sort of make sure you're doing it right?
Not dentists.
No, but do you know?
Dentists aren't doctors anyway.
But do you know what I mean? Like, normally it's like a co-pilot will have someone with them for the first one. So when you put your first finger in,
Yeah.
will someone be there going, right, you just want to move to the left of
I've
it?
already done it.
Have you?
Yeah. So that's the thing with a student, you're learning. So you get people teaching
And you learn on...
these things.
Can I just point out, Rob, I think I'm right in assuming that you have a glove on,
Yep.
and there's lubrication,
Yep.
and it doesn't hurt.
No.
There you go. What are you worried about,
But
Karl?
who's this person who everyone's testing on in your class?
It's not one person.
One person. There's like, when a patient comes in and they've got a problem, your boss, the consultant, he does his finger up, and if he finds something, he goes to the patient, is it alright if the student has a feel as well? Then the student puts on a glove, puts the leave on the glove, and sticks his finger up and sees what he comes out with.
Rob, I wish you could see Karl's face. I mean, his face when you said, and he says, can this fella have a go as well? He looked horrified. That he thought it was a free-for-all, like there's a queue of people trying on gloves and going, let's have a go. That looks good up there. What have you found?
No, I mean, how come you had to sort of... Is it not something you could test on yourself rather than waiting for other people to come in? Because then, you know...
It's an awkward position to get to, really, isn't it?
Well, but you can have a good rummage then without feeling too awkward, but to sort of have a go on your first patient when you don't really know what you're looking for anyway, do you know what I mean?
Never really thought about it.
Because you don't... If you've never done it before... You pop your finger in there, and you've got to sort of look. You've got to have an expression on your face, like you know what you're finding.
Well, they can't see what you look. They can't see your face.
There. You got the big boss consultant man going, now move your finger there, and you'll probably feel this. Because he's just done it. He knows what's there.
Well, what? Oh, so he's already had a go. He's had a feel, and he's going right. If you feel to the right, that's the conglomerate or whatever.
The conglomerate, yeah. Its conglomerate is in perfect working order.
Well, I'm still...
Thank you, Rob. I'm sorry you had to go through this. Karl is probably the worst patient you'll ever encounter in your medical career. Good luck with your finals, and thanks very much.
And do you know any female doctors who do this? Or?
Thank you. XFM 104.9. Thank you.
Josh Rouse, it's the night time on XFM 104.9. Steve Merchant, Ricky Gervais, Karl Pilkington, is it time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news.
Right then. So there's this monkey, right? In Canada. It's in a zoo in Toronto, I think it is. His name's Pascal, right? And what happened was all the people in the zoo sort of said, you know, what can we do? Sort of spice the day up a bit, right?
Yeah.
So they left...
Embellishing. No way this is a news story.
The news.
Okay.
So they left...
Any dates?
Just let him read the news, all right? You wouldn't interrupt Moira
It
Stewart.
was about 2 weeks ago.
No, because she always says today, so you know it's news. She doesn't say, right, there was a monkey, right? In Canada,
Come on,
right?
mate, just finish the beer all night.
A couple of weeks ago, in this zoo in Canada.
Right.
Jesus. They got a camcorder.
Right.
And they said, let's leave it for the monkey to have a play with, right? So, anyway, they passed it around.
Won a BAFTA.
And a couple of chimps and that were rubbish at it. They were like filming the floor and all that, and the fingers were always in shot and stuff like that, right? But anyway, there was this one chimp called Pascal, right? Who
annoys me that he calls them monkeys, though. They're not monkeys, they're apes.
He was a dab hand at it, right? He was like filming stuff, really good shots, you know, sort of nice mood and that. He used the lighting properly and all the rest of it.
No, he didn't.
This is the news. What are you talking about? This is the news.
God,
So
Steve,
anyway.
it's so annoying. You know it annoys me so much. Things like that. He was a dab hand. He was doing really good shots. It really annoys me.
Let's hear the news.
Anyway, right, so he started, at night, like when the zookeepers went home, he started filming, like, other monkeys on the go, like whilst they were at it, right? And he was filming them and what have you.
The Ron Jeremy of
I
the
love
zoo.
it. You know it's going to end up on the web.
So anyway, the zookeepers came in the next day and it's like, let's see what shots he's got. Anyway, he's got all this, like, you know, all these monkeys at it and what have you. So,
this is, honestly, you don't know what this is doing to me, Steve. Can I stop him now?
So they thought, like, actually there's a few monkeys who aren't at it enough. Do you know what I mean? They have problems and what have you, so let's give them the videos.
That is so untrue. This is so untrue.
So-
It's so untrue that it was filmed by a monkey.
So
it's
what
so
happened
untrue.
then, right?
Rick, I don't know
So-
who to believe.
Oh, God, you're talking so much shit again. You must know that's not true. There's no way.
There's a load of tapes out.
Look at me. Look at me. Don't keep talking. Look at me.
Yeah.
You must know that's not true.
Can we just hear the end of this
It's all
news?
here. You had a go at me last week because I didn't have the full story. I've got the full story. You're still not happy.
There is no way that by chance, what should we do? Let's give him a camcorder. That could happen. He then films him at it. That might happen. It might happen, but I don't think he'd keep the camera still. Two, they go, hold on, yeah, this is good stuff. This is good shit. This porn's good shit.
Anyway,
look at
so
that. He's got a lovely shot. Yeah.
So
this is ridiculous.
So
Let me just recap, because I lost my way there. So the monkey has filmed the monkey porn, and now they're showing it to the other monkeys.
Is he directing? Can you hear him
just-
saying stuff?
it's
Can
like
you hear him go...
It's just like, you know, Chimp Pimp 1, 2 and 3 and all the rest of it, right? But anyway, so they've got all these other tapes, because what happened was, they said he's quite good at this.
Oh,
And the animals,
God!
and the animals are happy having him around because he's not a human. He's just one of the gang. Do you know what I mean? So they started putting him in with other things like, you know, ostriches.
Right.
And
Talking shit.
there was so, and you know they have a problem with pandas in Japan. So
Yeah.
they've sent him out there, filming a bit of. Where are you going?
You honestly, you really annoy me. There's
Come on,
no
please,
way
'cause
this is happening.
Can we
It's
just hear the end?
absolute. Why can't he just find a real story about a monkey?
Let's hear
I mean,
the end.
the end is
He's in
really
China.
that. He's going to China. He's filming the pandas and what.
No, he's not. They wouldn't send a monkey director.
well, forget
They would
it then.
not
It's
send a
pointless.
monkey
It's
director.
pointless.
Thunder Road by Bruce Springsteen, possibly the greatest rock song of all time. I don't know. Big words.
Big words indeed, but I echo them.
Well, we're running out of time. We've got to get on with the show. It's near the end. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope the scientists stuck in a big, I don't know, hut in the middle of nowhere in pitch darkness, 10 of them.
I imagine they've
enjoyed-
been fascinated, Rick, by the finger up the arse discussion. We had
Chinese don't age well, gingers, all that.
the big fat kid.
Well, actually, they're probably securing the knowledge that if they want to kill some time and it's dark, there's nothing better than stick your finger up someone else's ass.
Exactly.
So enjoy that. But they've been hanging on for Rockbusters clues, I imagine. There's the answer. So give us the clue again quickly.
All right. So the first one was the fella let his wife know how he got the bruise on his legs.
Go on.
Right. That was Courtney Love. Yeah. Courtney Love. So that's Courtney Love.
So
that's the
fine.
first one. CL.
So that one's fine.
The second one. That Potter.
Oh, what am I doing? Letting that one
Just
go?
let it go. Just let it go.
Am I just letting that go?
Annoyingly, we haven't got time to take issue with it, Rick.
Okay.
That Potter lad. He's got a lot of bottle, hasn't he? Doing all that stuff with the wizards and that.
Go on.
That's Brave Harry. Yeah, the Bravery, current sort of XFM band, the Brave Harry. That works as well.
No, it doesn't.
And the last one,
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't work.
the Buddhists
It doesn't work.
won't be able to get in their temple without
Doesn't
these.
work. Brave Harry. Brave Harry. Doesn't work. Brave Harry.
The
Brave
Buddhists,
Harry.
Buddhists won't be able to get in their temple without these. TM. That's
Yeah.
the monk keys, right? So who got all them?
The Monk Keys?
Who got all them? Right,
Which band are called the Monk Keys?
the monkeys.
Oh, the Monkeys.
Yeah, the monkeys. Right. So who's the winner this week?
The winner this week is Gina.
Well, we're letting that go, yeah?
Gina got them all right. I think her text said she was from Horrorstead. I don't know, I've never heard of that place, but I assume that's right. But Gina, you win that selection.
I can't believe she got them. I cannot believe she got them. But she goes, wins those and also goes into the prize draw. We'll have 6 people competing for that original Matt Groening thing. If you go to rickygervais.com, you can see Matt actually doing that. We've got a signed Nigel Tufnell and original drawing of us as Flanimals.
If you want to see it, xfm.co.uk/Ricky. If you want to have a look at the picture. And
well, that's it. It's 3 o'clock. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
More drivel next time.
A shaven monkey.
Right.
An honest mistake by the bravery on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant and Karl Pilkington,
Yep.
our producer.
Right.
In inverted commas, heat put.
Yeah.
They know. How you doing, all right, Karl?
Yeah, didn't they also write something about me bald round head?
Yes, perfectly round little bald man head, they said, so...
Because you need to know that when you listen to the radio on that. Really matters what my hair's doing.
Your hair, have you given it a little short polish? Because you look like a cue ball at the moment, and you've had a shave in it. I've never seen such a round head. It actually looks like a plate with ears.
Yeah, well, for those that have never seen Karl, I actually, if you remember, I think he looks a little bit like Mr. Spoon from Button Moon.
He does. If
you've ever seen that show, that's
and
just...
also he looks like, you know when they say they find one with a little 4-foot human and it's actually 500,000 years old and they give it a name and it's the first, Australopithecus into. He looks like one of them as well. Perfectly round little. He is the missing link. He looks half human, half monkey.
Because he's got a slight slouch as well. So
Yeah,
it's
I know,
like
yeah.
those pictures where you see it going from an ape to a man.
I
He's
know.
one of those sort of in the middle.
Yeah, and of course his monkey hands, his hairy little wrist to those skinny little things that he can get oranges out of holes with, and it's unbelievable. Why are you so all shaved and polished and everything?
Got a wedding.
What?
Got to go to a wedding today, so thought I'd, clean myself up a bit.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be
Shave
wearing
head.
a suit or something?
No, I'll go home and put something on.
Oh, okay.
But Suzanne said, make an effort. I sort of had a shave and that, and then I came out of the bathroom. She said, "Oh, your head looks a bit sort of eggish."
She's right.
She always worries about when I have a shave because I just,
That's your girlfriend, Karl.
I know.
Saying that. Just think. So don't worry about Heat saying it. And funny thing is, it's Boyd Hilton, I think, of Heat that wrote it.
And he's got a little bald head.
Yeah, no, don't slag him off.
Yeah, but on the end of his review, does it say, written by Baldy Boyd? No, because it doesn't matter. It's a magazine. Don't worry about it.
Looking forward to the wedding?
A bit boring, isn't it? But you've got to do it.
They've probably listening. Should we do a shot?
No, it'll be a great day for them, but I know what will happen. Suzanne will see, all the fuss and that, and then she'll get ideas, and I'll have to let her down and all that.
Why is it you don't want to get married again? I always forget.
It's just... Who's it for at the end of the day? I've been with Suzanne for 11 years, right?
Sure.
We're happy. Well, I am.
That's what counts.
You're never happy.
I am. I'm all right.
Yeah, no, I know you're happy with Suzanne and everything, but apart from that, you're never happy. You are the most grumpy, moany thing in the world. I mean, I get annoyed, but I'm always happy. I was annoyed here. I was happy coming here, but there was a bloke behind me walking and scuffing his feet. He had a pair of those stupid skulls on, and he was clicking and scuffing. Wear some shoes. You don't have to click. Pick your feet up. Flip-flops annoy me. But I'm happy. I'm just annoyed. You are just like, oh, the world's on me. It's rubbish, this. I know the world's great. It's just sometimes people annoy me by being there, But Steve said I should be locked in one of those towers that princesses used to be locked in fairy tales, because everything annoys me. But you're grumpy.
I'm not. I'm all right.
Oh, right, okay, listen, we better play a record soon, but coming up, Steve, I went away with Karl. Okay, it was a little present from Jane. It was a golfing day. I could take someone. Took Karl. It was a brilliant day, absolutely brilliant. But it ended with us sort of drinking and chatting, and me saying, "Right, I'm going to bed." Because Karl said the most ridiculous thing he has ever said. Think of that.
That's something.
Oh, sometimes, Karl, I think you're on another planet. Here's The Only Ones. Another Girl, Another Planet by The Only Ones. What a song!
Amazing.
One of my favourite intros ever. Dr. Fox disagreed with me. His favourite ever was, I think, Money for Nothing, if I remember correctly.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Another great tune.
Yeah, another great tune. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking him.
If you'd like to let us know what your favourite intro of all time.
That number again is over. Right. Well, we got so much to get through with this show.
Let me just get this. I don't quite understand. You were given a gift. And the gift was a golfing day of golf.
And yeah, for my Christmas present, part of my Christmas present from Jane, a night away, 2 rooms, 2 rounds of golf, dinner for 2, right?
But not with her, I notice.
Well, she doesn't play. No, she knew. No, it was a present. It was playing golf. It was a golfing day. She doesn't play golf, so I had to choose someone to take away. It's all right. It wasn't a romantic meal.
No, but that was my immediate thought.
Yeah. Me and Karl just getting in there in the jacuzzi together.
It just sounds like an excuse for Jane to have a day off from you. But you don't play golf, Jane. I know. Go.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
A bowling ball with my name on it. So chose Karl, obviously. We went. It was a great day, wasn't it? Brilliant round of golf, absolutely brilliant. Such a beautiful place in Stoke Poges, it's like a really posh place.
And are you a good golf player?
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Well, he bought the shoes especially for it.
Oh, I'd love to have seen him in those little shoes.
I know, and they were no good because they were metal spikes. We had to change them. He was annoyed straight away. He spent over £22 on these golf shoes. We hired a buggy that was brilliant fun. I was bombing along, wasn't I? I don't drive, but it was great on that buggy. Well, you've been on a buggy with me and you were a bit scared.
Yeah.
I nearly killed us once. I was just taking banks and things, but you don't see sort of bunkers, and he'd scream and go, "Stop!" And he'd put his foot down the brake, and then I reversed.
At one point, he sort of did a handbrake turn next to the lake, and then we had to reverse, right? And you just flick a switch and put your foot down. He did that without looking. I looked behind, there's a big oak tree there.
He screams, "Watch the tree!" Right? So
Dukes of Hazzard.
I kept jumping in and leaving him behind because I had to go to my ball. Anyway, so the first shot, I got on the driver. I honestly did one of the best shots I've ever done. It went straight down. It was great. I thought, phew, got away with that because it's always the first one because it's a clubhouse and you want to look good.
Yeah.
So. He tees up, and I've been saying, buy some balls. He just got 6 balls. I was going, what if you lose me? I won't lose 6 balls, right? He tees up, right? Whacks it. It goes miles, like right angles, straight into these the woods, right? He turns around, he goes, go and buy some more balls. So I'm laughing because it's like impolite to laugh, but he broke the ice for me, and I was falling around. And then his second shot, I go, you're off a 3 now. If you take another shot, he went, oh, right. So it's his third shot. He puts the ball down. He hits the ground before it and misses the ball altogether. And I was on my back, wasn't I? Unbelievable.
Actually rolling about on his back.
And we were terrible. I went round 107. He went round in like 119 or something.
Sure.
It was just rubbish.
How long did it take?
5 hours.
Of course.
And there was no one around, luckily. But it was fantastic. So then we go and have our meal. What annoys me, I said, right, I'll go for a run. He went, I'll have a bath. I said, I'll see you at 7:45. At 7:55, I have to call him. He's not ready, so he's let me down there. I can't stand lateness or laziness. Yeah, and he's let me down. Do you know his excuse? He fell asleep in the bath because there was no light bulb.
There's no light bulb in the bathroom.
So instantly he fell asleep, and he was late.
No, do you know what I mean, though, Steve? If you're sort of, like, nice and warm and what have you... I was tired anyway. I've been stressed out for 4.5 hours, right? My life flashed in front of me a few times in that buggy. So it's all sort of wears you down a bit. I thought, right, I've got a headache. You're going for your run. I'm going to have a bath. I walk in, put the light on. For some reason, it didn't come on, but I thought, it's all right. I'll just... doesn't matter. You can have a bath in the
It's summer, so it's light anyway.
Well, there's no windows in the bathroom, so...
So you were in the darkness?
So I'm in the darkness. I nod off because I'm shattered. He calls up, hassling me. So I said, well, it doesn't normally take that long for me because... I haven't got, like, long hair. I've got a dryer and I can sort of one wipe.
Yeah. He's already 10 minutes late, though, when I called.
Well, 10 minutes. 10
wow,
minutes.
This is late, next.
Doesn't matter. Dinner wasn't until 7:15, so we had, like, another 20 minutes anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but we said 7:45.
So he's calling up, hurry up. So I said, yeah, all right. So I get out and dry and like my tackle and what have you. Calls back again 30 seconds later.
No,
I don't, I don't like that.
You're not going to do that, no.
Give it a wipe. 30 seconds later, come on. So I end up going downstairs to the meal area,
naked,
with a wet shirt on and wet socks. I've got headache as it is. Meant to be a relaxing weekend.
But anyway, so we have our meal, which is really nice. And then we're sitting in the bar. I'm having a cigar by the fire.
Yeah.
Like, we're having a rather nice Pinot Grigio. Yeah. He's there going, I've got headache.
Is this 1955 that you live in?
I know, yeah. It's so right. And we are knackered because, he's not used to work. I've seen him moaning, falling asleep. He's not used to it at all.
And you've been on your feet for over half an hour.
Yeah, right. So, we didn't even walk around the golf course. We had a buggy. Yeah. It wasn't even exercise. So we get onto conversations. Talking about, he's asking me stuff about evolution. Tell me that. Why did the giraffe? What's that rubbish about the giraffe getting a long neck? I said, well, it didn't try and get a long neck. It was selected because, anyway, I went into evolution for him, and he said, but why would evolution do that? I went, well, you think that evolution didn't do anything. There's not this consciousness, there's not this will that a giraffe has to stretch its neck to reach the leaves. One had a long enough neck to survive and pass it. He was going, yeah, but why did evolution... this isn't. But by the way, this isn't the most stupid thing. This is warming up. This is about 8:45.
Sure.
Right? He said, why didn't evolution make a giraffe good at carpentry so it could build a ladder?
Right. Yeah. Okay. No. All right.
Okay. So he's thinking around it. He's trying to pick holes in evolution.
Yeah.
We get on to, I said, well, things are, I said, we can see the speed of evolution in lower life forms like bacteria, viruses, they evolved. That's why soon we won't have an antibiotic that can kill some certain bacterial strains. And he said, and this is about 11:30, and I said, I'm going to bed, right? He said, in the future, they reckon that you'll be able to wake up and eat a yogurt you can have a chat with.
I don't know what that means.
Let's put a song on, right?
No,
and we'll come back to it.
So you're going to explain that?
Yeah.
You've got an explanation?
Yeah. The Verve and Sonic on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
So let's just get this right. What did Karl say? He's just specifically giving those words again.
He said, they reckon, and I said, I'm going to bed. He went, no, really? I said, no, I'm going to bed, Karl. There's no point now, because, it's just like you're talking gobbledygook. You know what I mean? I might as well talk to a pot plant.
Yeah.
He said, in the future, they reckon, I don't know who they are.
Sure.
I don't know, people who post things on the internet that he reads. I think
the Telegraph.
Anyway, complete the sentence.
They reckon that in the future you'll be able to wake up. I love it. There's always a little scenario, an embellishment, like this little. Oh, hello, darling. It's your yogurt. Hello. You'll be able to wake up and eat a yogurt you can have a chat with.
All right. Well, thanks for that, Rick. I'm looking at you. I'm going to throw that over to Karl.
Right. It's when I was away on holiday, right? I got. I don't normally buy the Telegraph because it's too big and that, innit? So, but they were giving it away for free on the plane, so I thought,
ding dong,
might as well have it. Mm-hmm. And I saw a couple of things in it. I thought that would be interesting. I saw this thing about the future, and it was talking about evolution and what have you, right, which I always find weird, because I always think that maybe we've sort of done it wrong anyway. Do you know what I mean? I sometimes think
you can't evolve. By definition, evolution can't get things wrong. Things change, that it's not successful, it can't pass on its genetic material, but if you're around, it's working. If you're around, it's working. Slugs are as evolved as they need to be. Slugs are as evolved as you and me.
That's true enough.
Yeah. No disrespect, but it works. It works.
Sorry,
around.
Anyway, what's your point, Karl?
No, I mean, I think we probably would have been better off staying as a fish. Just because there's more water than land, isn't there?
Right.
And you wouldn't drown.
This is why I went to bed.
No, I'm thinking of dozing off now.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what I mean? From, what was it? It was bacteria, it was fish, mermaid, man, onwards and what have you. So anyway.
Oh God! No, there are a few knowledge gaps in your theory of evolution.
All right,
you generally got it right though. So
but I mean, basically, it went bacteria, fish, mermaid, man. What next is the big question.
So it was telling you all about this and what have you, and saying how we shouldn't have interfered, because maybe if we wouldn't have invented planes and what have you, maybe we'd be able to fly and what have you if we really needed to and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we've interfered with evolution, you see.
Right.
But then it was saying, well, what's the future got?
Well, yes, in one way we have interfered with evolution. Yeah, the evolution of the human being in society is changing. It's no longer based on the strongest or the fittest, because medical science can keep us alive long enough. People can pass on their genetic material where without this civilization they wouldn't have been able to. So yeah, there are different parameters, there are different pressures, there are different things that say whether we're going to pass on our genetic material or not. Okay, so in that sense you're right.
And that, Rick, as far as I'm aware, has led to a yogurt that you can eat and have a conversation with. So
this is what it was saying. It was just saying, you know, we're living in mad times and that. You know, there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
One of which is...
And the fellow was just saying, you know, with computers and stuff like that, the way it is, we'll be able to wake up...
Go on.
Have a chat with your yogurt and have something to eat.
What do you mean, have a chat with your yogurt?
Because of the amount of... I mean, you have them yogurts already, those friendly yogurts. Those bacteria-friendly ones, so this is just a really friendly one.
Yeah, they don't... Oh, God! I'm my best! Do you know what, sometimes, Carl, I think that we're having a chat with a yogurt. Do you know, there can't be any difference.
Yeah, but then I'm always reminded that would be more entertaining. That would be more informative.
God!
XFM.
U2, City of Blinding Lights. I'm going to see them next week at Twickenham.
Yeah, well, enjoy that.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thanks again for letting me know about your...
old Nobbo and Edge and all that. Now listen, you just got an email there saying, can you turn up your microphone, Steve?
Apparently my voice is a little bit
Well,
quiet.
Carl has to do one thing, make sure we're heard. That's all he has to do.
Well, I can hear it. Sounds fine to me.
Well, not to the listeners, and that's who we're trying to please.
Well,
Yeah.
It's one person, said he can't hear
Yes, but we've only got one listener. So if he's not happy, we're buggered.
You'd have to say buggered. Not twice, certainly. Once could have been a mistake.
Yeah.
Twice, pointing it out is definitely, complaint material. Now, Karl, you haven't told us about your holiday yet. You were meant to do it last week and you didn't. You started telling us, but we didn't have time because we had to do monkey news about a monkey who was a director who cared about lighting and stuff.
Is there more monkey news this week?
Is it as... okay. Is it real monkey news? Did it happen, or is it mostly embellishment in your round little head?
It's proper stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So holiday. Where did you go on holiday?
Sardinia.
Good.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. Nice food and that. It's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
And nice beaches and what have you.
Excellent.
Always like a nice long beach to walk down.
Yeah.
But so we're having a nice walk, right? You know how nudists do me head in.
Sure.
Right.
Not a problem though, is it? It's not like being scared of spiders where they might jump out under the kitchen sink at you. You know what I mean? It's not a big problem having your head done in by nudists.
Yeah, but it just annoys me. It sort of ruins the day a little bit because it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Right. Take your clothes off if you feel uncomfortable. It's much more relaxing.
Yeah, but well, anyway, right. So I'm walking along the beach, right? Lovely long beach, what have you? You know, watching the sea, picking up shells and that.
And what are you wearing? What's your natural beach club?
When he says picking up shells, I imagine he's on all fours going, like that, you know what I mean, looking at things. Just like washing his nuts in the sea to get them tasty.
Yeah, going into the sea and then kind of shaking himself and all the water flows off.
Yeah.
I've just got, flip-flops on, pair of shorts, and like a little light shirt.
Sure.
So anyway, walking along, and Suzanne goes, "Oh look," right? And there's this woman, German, I think, coming out of the...
How can you tell she was German? Underarm hair?
I'll get to it. Forget the underarm hair. She came out, it looked like she was smuggling seaweed.
I'm gonna burst! I'm going to burst! Oh, God!
And the funny thing is, right, she...
Smuggling seaweed! Oh, God! She was a bit hairy down there, was she?
Mental. I felt bad because I hadn't had a shave for 2 days, right? Looked at her, it was ridiculous. She might as well have kept her trunks on. It was just like she was wearing furry trunks, right? So anyway, so I'm walking along.
Yeah, go on then.
So Suzanne's like, "Oh, look," and I'm like, "Oh, not again," because every time we go away, there always seems to be one of these.
Is she by herself, this woman?
Well, the weird thing was, she was with her husband, right?
Yeah.
But he had shorts on. He was happy, right? But every time, like, because I walked past her and he sort of ran off because he's embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing normal about it. What can he do? He can't go, all right, mate, because he knows it's odd, right?
How old was he? Sorry, how old was she?
It's hard to tell when someone hasn't got clothes on.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They always look older, don't they, when they haven't got clothes on anyway. But I'd say she was about 40, 41.
Okay, right.
So I walked past, and the annoying thing is, she got there on a bike, right? No clothes on, little pair of boots next to the bike. So if you can wear boots, just pop some shorts on. You know what I mean? That takes more effort for me, putting boots on. So put the shorts on, right? So anyway, so the husband kept running off. I walked past, and I'm getting annoyed because I'm saying, well, we've got to walk past them again on the way back.
I like the fact they're scuttling away when Karl walks past. Like when you lift up a bit of sort of iron sheeting in the woods and loads of mice run away. Yeah. It's like whenever Karl goes, that nudists run away.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
So we sort of come walking back and what have you, and you know, I have another look and what have you, and he runs off again.
Why are you another look if it offends you so much?
Oh, you might as well just have a look. You know what I mean? It's just putting it on show and what have you. But the interesting thing was, I just wondered whether the husband...
Because if the husband were nude, you'd looked at his tackle. Because remember, when you went to see those two strippers, and it was a woman and a man, and they whipped their shorts off, you said you looked at his tackle first.
I think any bloke would.
Wow.
You would. You just check it out. It's natural, isn't it? You just go, oh, right. So it is normal or whatever. Because you don't know if... you know what I mean? You don't know if what you've got's right until you see someone else's. No, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, so, but he got us talking, because I was, then, as soon as I saw her, sort of, day's been ruined a bit, so I'm walking up the beach.
It's been ruined!
Walking up the beach with Suzanne going, how does it happen? Do you know what I mean? Why do people do this? What fun are they getting out of it, and what have you? And, I just was thinking, is there any chance that fella, right, didn't even know that she was a nudist until they went away? Do you know what I mean? Because I said to Suzanne, if I met Suzanne, it's like we're getting on, yeah, everything's fine. Yeah. And then you go off on holiday and you go, you haven't got much luggage. And she's like, no, it's fine, this is plenty, and I'm thinking that's weird. And then we go down the beach and she whips her knickers off. I'd be annoyed, but there's nothing I could do. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I'm just wondering whether that's what happened to this fella. Every time someone came walking up, he was like, oh, God, this is embarrassing. And he kept nipping off.
Yeah.
Finding something else to do.
Look at some shells.
So I'm wondering, Rick, if at some point, maybe today or in future shows, we should get a nudist, you know, one of those official nudist spokespeople, you know, because all these nudist organisations, get them on the phone, justify themselves to Karl, because, you know, in his mind, they are, what would you say, weirdos, freaks?
I don't quite get it. I was reading something in one of the supplements last weekend, and some journalist went round to some, whatever you call it, some resort or whatever for nudes and that. And it's
Were they playing volleyball?
Well, the annoying thing was, bowls.
Why is that annoying?
Well, don't play a sport where you got to bend over.
Neil Young from the album Zuma, and that's Pardon My Heart on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. We just had a text here that says, and I don't know what truth there is in this, as ever, but John says there is apparently a nude bike ride today in Hyde Park. Now, I can't believe that's the case, because I don't think it's allowed, is it? You can't ride around with your veg jack, can you?
I don't know.
Why would you want to?
Well, good point.
On a bike.
On a bike, I love the fact that that's what disgusts him.
I want. Do you know what? If we did appeal for a nudist to call in, I'd want a very specific sort. I want a German nudist, a middle-aged man called Helmut.
Okay.
If there is any, or the closest one to it. So I want a middle-aged man from Germany. If your name is Helmut, you're in. But I'll accept Hans. Karl would be good, wouldn't it?
All right.
Yeah.
I think I'm wondering if the age might. Maybe we could we broaden that
Okay, just a German nudist bloke.
Right.
Could he at least be fat? Can I find a fat German fella? If your name's Helmut, we're going to give you a big prize.
Yeah.
But, you know, any fat German fella who likes to get his sausage out.
Sure.
Okay?
It's sauerkraut.
Yeah.
What's the phone number?
0871 222 1049. It'd be good just to get an email or a text with a contact, won't it? And then I can just call them up in the week.
Sure.
And
83936 is the text number. I don't know what our audience demographic pans out like, Rick, but I'm suspecting that's probably a fairly small fraction of our listenership.
I know, but there must be someone out there, if you know a fat German who likes to get his tackle out, a phone's going.
Straight away.
Just answer it, Carl. Just answer it. Just potluck.
It could be anything.
Well, let's just see what it is.
To be fair, it could be a nutter.
But just say hello. Just tell your turn. It's not straight away.
He'll stay there, won't he? He'll stay there.
Well, answer it.
Let's leave it.
Answer it.
Oh, you see this? It's gone. There you go. He bottled it. So, just as well.
Well, you took too long to answer it.
There's a vicar in Australia who started sort of doing his services and all that in nude.
Hot, isn't it, out there?
Yeah, but you get the churches aren't. Churches are pretty cold. It was on some website.
Of course it was. Yep.
Just saying about a vicar and that who's there's a lot of nudists and that who want to get married. Do it, don't mess about with the wedding dress and that. Just snip up.
Cheaper, isn't it?
Well, I also suppose it's so. I suppose if you believe in God, you believe that that's the way to be in it, because Adam and Eve and that.
Yeah, but then in Adam and Eve, the shame made us dress up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Eating the apple and things.
Yeah, but God didn't want that, did he?
No, he wanted to see it all. He was loving it. He was having a whale of time getting a life full of all of that, and then the snake said, cover yourself up.
Stitched him right up. Yeah. So if you believe in God, which clearly I don't, do you believe in God, Karl?
Don't know, I don't really worry about it. It was ages ago, wasn't it? So, if it's about, whatever. Not that bothered. Adam and Eve is pretty interesting though, isn't it?
It's not, well, how is it interesting? He made man out of dust. Then just because he could, he's having a laugh. Then he made her out of one of his ribs. Again, he'd like to vary it a little bit. Then they had 2 sons, which gave rise to the entire human race. What was going on there then?
What would have happened if they didn't get on? That's interesting.
Sometimes with pandas, they don't fancy the other one, do they? They go, well, that's my choice. One. You've brought me one panda from Lisbon Zoo, and I've got to shag that. What if I don't fancy it? What if they bring in a right slapper?
Do you think
what if it's the equivalent of like Love Island, whatever it's called?
It was like Celebrity Love Island.
Yeah, and they're going, I am not shagging that slapper. Every panda in the world has seen that dirty old mott in magazines. Why am I meant to mate with it? I've got some dignity.
Are you talking about Adam there or Panda? Was that... either is fine, I suppose.
No,
do you
pandas.
think that Adam had any say? When God was making Eve, was he saying, can make the boobs a bit bigger, would you? And I'm a blonde guy, I'm into blondes, really. I mean, I don't know, did he have any input, or was it just...
I don't know. Well, I suppose
it was one of his ribs.
I know, but it's probably restricted. You go, well, I'm working with a rib, Adam. Give me a break. There's only so many things I can do.
Well, he's probably in kind of intensive care, wasn't he? With the whole.
They go, well, I can't just keep making the boobs and things bigger because their legs will get short. I don't mind short legs.
Yeah, make the legs longer.
I don't mind no legs.
As long as the boobs are sizable.
I tell you what's weird though, Steve. Right? Everyone's heard of like Adam and Eve. Yeah. What's the surname?
Yeah, where'd they get their post from? Unbelievable.
Now listen, before you play the next tune, we should just, we were trying to mop up some stuff from the last couple of shows which we haven't dealt with yet, one of which is an obsession of yours, because we're on a radio station, Ricky and I come in, we bring in CDs, music we love, it means so much to us, we adore it. You don't really care about music, you work at a radio station, it's just, I don't care.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do like a good track. I don't like everything that comes out and everyone raves about.
Yeah, you thought the iPod wasn't worth it because you named the 5 tracks you'd like. What was it? It was In the Ghetto, Babushka, Living in the City. What was the other one? Killing a Georgie, and there was one other one or something. And you just only like songs with a story.
Yeah, but then there's a reason to listen to it, isn't there?
Well, no, only
story
once.
Going on. No, because you might forget the ending. Listen to it again.
Yeah,
anyway, you've been listening to Babushka quite a lot, is that right? Because you've really got into your head now. You're trying to decipher the story.
When I've been sort of asking for songs with stories, people have texted in, emailed in, and whatever, and I've had a couple. Last time we did the show, so I've gone, oh right, that sounds interesting. And Babushka, when I was away on holiday, I listened to it a few times because I like the story. It's a good little story going on.
You got some thoughts on it there, have you? A couple of questions.
We'll have a listen to it.
Let's have a listen to the track, and then I know you've got some queries you'd like to raise.
It's just about a woman in it who, I don't know, she's ugly or something, aged badly, and her husband gets bored with her. Have a listen, see what you think. Right?
XFM. You're listening to Magic 105.4, and it was all the way back to 1979. Kate Bush, Babushka.
So, we would like your suggestions for songs which have stories in them, which may entertain Karl. They could shoot to the top of his list.
What do you think of that, Karl? That as a little story there.
I like it, but...
So she tests her husband. Yeah, she writes him letters. She gets a letter back. It's a pseudonym. Babushka's her pseudonym. It's not a real name. Her real name is Molly Strank from Ealing. And Eva responds. She goes, "Oh, he's you know." So in real terms, he's having a bit of an illicit affair behind her back because he doesn't know it's his wife. So she goes, "Oh, well, I'll take this a bit further, see how far I go." He turns up. She turns up, he gets it on with her, and he's falling for her because she's acting like she used to act,
But was he just playing along with it? Was he like,
No, it's not, because they'd have said that in the song. They don't leave it up to...
Some people do that, don't they?
Well, it wasn't. Kate Bush would have said, "And by the way, he's playing along." She'd have given us a clue. He's not. He's fallen for it. She went along incognito. He thought it was another woman.
But how much work can you do to yourself to... Say if like, I wrote a letter to Suzanne, right? Saying...
She'd know it was you. It'd have egg stains on it. It'd be spelt wrong.
No, but...
And you'd sign it Karl, crossed out Babushka.
I wrote to... I won't pick Babushka. I mean, that's a ridiculous name. That wouldn't have worked anyway. You just get a vision in your head of... I wouldn't have answered a letter from someone called Babushka.
It's not the point. If Kate Bush is listening, please call in, because I'd love her to have a conversation with you. I mean, that would be great. Forget Helmut. No, Helmut, you keep trying. A fat German. We want Kate Bush and a fat German.
What I mean is, though...
Now, wait a minute. What worries me is he didn't answer the last phone call. What if Kate Bush does phone up? Well, if anyone knows Kate Bush, give her a call now. She's probably not listening. She's probably doing yoga or something, I imagine, or making a lentil soup, or maybe just like repotting some plants, right? Or practicing piano, right? But if anyone knows Kate Bush, got a number, call her up now. Say, tune into XFM. There's a little bald mank fella wants to talk to you about Babushka, right?
But how much?
But Helmut, don't worry, you'll get your chance. The phones are going. That could be Kate Bush.
That could be Bush.
It's not. Don't worry about it.
That could be Kate Bush.
I know for a fact it isn't.
Okay, answer it.
XFM.
Half Light by Athlete on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl,
right.
2 o'clock. Let's get Rockbusters rolling.
I should just, if people aren't familiar with Rockbusters, then someone has actually sent in one of their own to test Karl. They've used, I think, the same principle that Karl has, which is, utterly random.
Yeah.
As you said before, really just try and think of something that he might be thinking of.
Sure.
So I'm going to... I mean, she's done it quite coherently, but I'm wondering if I should sort of say it more as Karl might say it, just slightly less...
More different every time.
Yeah, slightly less coherent. So, Karl, this is one for you, all right?
Go on.
It's Sunday morning. I'm just... I'm in bed, but I don't sleep, but, like, Hollyoaks is on, the omnibus, I'm just watching that, I go and make a lovely cup of tea, in the bed with Suzanne, aren't I, having a cup of tea?
What's going on there?
Just watching the telly and that, but hang on, I haven't got anything to dunk in me, in my tea. I haven't got anything to dunk in my tea, have I? You know what I mean? I haven't got anything to dunk in there, and I'm just having, what am I doing?
Is it LB?
It's LR.
Oh.
LR. So... have a think about that one, Karl.
I think I know it.
Yeah?
Do you?
Go for it.
Go on.
Is it Lionel Richie?
It is Lionel Richie. What's your logic?
Sort of Lionel, and it's like...
No rich tea.
No
rich tea.
Yeah.
No biscuits, no rich tea. No rich tea. Lionel Rich tea. Lionel Richie. It works. It's just as coherent as one of yours. What's that?
We've done one a little bit like it. There's nothing wrong with that.
I cannot believe you got it.
That's a taster.
I cannot believe you got it.
I might not have got it without the initials, but that's why we chucked them in, just to help you along. Right?
So what have you got for us this week?
We've got 3 of them.
By the way, don't bother calling in Kate Bush, because Karl doesn't want to answer the phones. He says Kate Bush is not going to call, so it's all going to be nutters. So we apologise. He's got one thing to do. He didn't even get the sound right, because someone was complaining about they couldn't hear Steve. He's got to do Monkey News, which is always twaddle, and he won't even answer the phones now, so I don't know why he gets paid. He takes off Mondays, because he works Saturdays. He gets paid for Saturdays. He takes 5 weeks holiday a year.
Not off Mondays
and he moans.
Not off Mondays.
Wow.
Right.
What have you got for us?
Right then, the first one There's a vehicle that sells kebabs. Right? There's a vehicle that sells kebabs. Initial B. Right? B.
Right.
Right? Have you worked that one out?
Of course I haven't.
Right, the second one. You're asked if you want that bit of the egg.
You what?
You're asked if you want that bit of the egg. You think about it, but we sort of decide against it.
And again?
What's going on there? You're asked if you want that bit of the egg. You think about it, but you go, nah, I'll go against it. Right?
I've got it. Is initials W or Y O?
Yeah.
Got it.
Right, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
That one works.
Right.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
And the last one, I don't think this burger will catch on.
I don't think this burger will catch on.
Yeah, and the letter there is M. So you just text or email in with the answers and win some stuff. What have we got?
We got some prizes. We got another box set of the League of Gentlemen.
This is instant gratification, but you go into a draw for something bigger. So what have we got today?
Yeah, well, today, this is what you're taking home today. You've got the League of Gentlemen, the complete collection on DVD. That's worth having, definitely. We've got Catterick, which is the current Vic and Bob show on BBC Two, which is good. The Aviator, the award-winning Leonardo DiCaprio, Martin Scorsese biopic, and once again, Ladder 49.
We're giving that away again, are we?
Yeah. Apparently
do we get a job like those?
We got loads of them. We got boxes of them, stacks of them. Yeah.
Excellent. So
email in if you just want a copy of Ladder 49. I'm sure we could dig one out for you.
yeah. Or phone in, because Karl does not answer the phones.
Right.
And remember, the winner goes forward into the chance to win the big prizes, the signed Homer drawing, the signed Nigel Tufnell poster, and you go to rickygervais.com and see Matt Groening actually drawing that to verify it. Bit of Lloyd Cole won't. Never anyone has it? Has it? Lloyd Cole, Impossible Girl, on XFM 104.9. Wow.
Rick, I'm just reading an email we've had, and it is indeed true. Scores of naked cyclists will be wheeling around London today in a mass protest against oil dependency. The World Naked Bike Ride will see the arresting sight of up to 200 daring riders bearing all in their cycle past some of the capital's most famous landmarks.
Have they got to wear an helmet? Are they against wearing an helmet?
Well, I think they're trying to make a statement, I would imagine. I don't know.
Well, they don't have to wear a helmet. It's not law to wear a helmet on a bike, is it? It's for your own safety. It's sensible. You're right, yeah.
Well, it's also sensible to just pop some pants on. Pop some pants on.
Are you going to be popping down there and cheering them on?
I'm not going anywhere near it. What are they going against? What's the problem that's going on?
Oil dependency. I think, generally we're consuming too much oil, aren't we, in the world, and it's going to run out one day, and we've not got any alternatives.
Talking of campaigns and things and that, did you see Sir Bob on Jonathan Ross last night?
Sir Bob Geldof.
Sir Bob Geldof.
Yeah.
Are you going to walk to Edinburgh or sail to France, Karl? What do you think of all this? The G8?
I think it's good that, he's doing some stuff for the world and what have you, but probably won't bother.
No.
Having a walk.
What do you make of all this campaigning? He's dedicated his life to this now, hasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. I was watching him last night, and I respect the man. I mean, he used to work here, didn't he? Did some shows and that.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's all right that he can do it, but...
I assume that's not why you respect him. I assume you respect him because he's trying to save a nation, as opposed to used to work in XFM for a while.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's good that he's given up a lot of his time to, try and save the world and that, but, there's a bit of me that's kind of like, is he wasting his time a bit?
Right, well, what do you mean wasting his time?
Well, he tried it before and...
No, wait. What he's trying to say is that the G8 are I think the 7 most rich, wealthy nations in the world, and Russia, and they get together and they can wipe out the third world debt. I.e. they owe us billions and billions of pounds. They can't afford to pay it back. So he's going to say, let's wipe the slate clean and pledge, I think, a lot more aid and stuff to them, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of that?
But won't they just do it again?
Right, what's you thinking?
No, I just mean...
I knew I had a little diamond in the rough here. I mean, obviously, I admit, I brought this up because I really wanted to know what Karl thought of it.
Sure.
Yeah, I had ulterior motives. It wasn't just for awareness, for the very worthy cause. It was because I know... Look at him looking at me. Look at him, he looks at me like a cat. Honestly, it's like there's nothing behind those eyes. Right, what do you mean?
They're just going to run up the debt again, you think?
Well, what I mean is, right, when I was a kid, right, and I wanted to go to the arcade, I'd borrow £1 off my mum, right, and she'd say, don't come back asking for more and what have you. But I'd have a go on a pinball machine or whatever, game on a fruity, and then go back, and she'd go, can I have some more money? And she goes, I gave you £1 before. And I go, I know, but I'm on holiday. And she goes, there you go then. And then I go off and do the same thing. I didn't go, no, I wasted the last one, I'm going to pop this in the bank.
Right.
So you think that's what's going to happen with...
That's a nice metaphor. So what do you think happening there? That the Africans are blowing it down the arcade. Instead of putting it towards a fishing rod, they're blowing it down the arcade. I'm trying to win a watch. Look, I've got 100 goals. I think this thing is dodgy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to win a fluffy toy.
Bob's saying you're never going to get the Snoopy.
You're never going to get the Snoopy.
It's always going to fall out of the little claw
It's
before it gets to
rigged.
the top.
claw is not strong enough.
Yeah.
Do not waste it. No, Midge.
Midge, you have to write a song.
Write another song, mate. They've blown it down the arcade. Brilliant.
So that's your genuine logic, is it?
Well, I just don't know... if they put me in charge of it, I don't know what I'd do. I just think it's a...
Could I just say that will never happen?
No.
Could I just say to London,
yeah,
and anyone listening
Sleep
on Saturday,
easy.
yeah, don't worry. Karl is not going to be put in charge of G8. It's not going to be him, Blair Chirac.
That would be a joy if it were.
That would be amazing.
But anyway, so let's assume some alternate universe you are in charge.
What would you do?
Monkeys, obviously. It's like Planet of the Apes. What are you going to do? You're the only person with opposable thumbs. What's your solution?
We've done a lot of it, haven't we? We've sent, money out there. We've sent them clothes and that.
Yeah. Have you?
It's gone.
You say we. Have you sent?
I've done loads for charity.
Go on.
No, loads. I've done loads of stuff.
Go on. For what?
I give stuff to Oxfam.
Yeah. What stuff you don't want anymore?
Yeah, junk. You mean?
Well, yeah, but it'll be all right for them. I mean, I said to you the other day, like when they collect clothes for over there, I don't know, none of my stuff's going to fit them well. But the thing is, I do loads of charities. I do loads of things like
go on.
I pay for tools. I do that thing, a monthly payment of £5, paying for toolbox and that for someone out there. I help old people, which I'm going to stop, to be honest.
Why?
Because do you know this thing I do, Steve? Right, no. This is £5 a month as well, right? I got stopped in Leicester Square one day. They said, there's a little old woman somewhere. She's cold. Are you going to help her out? So I was like, why me? Right. So anyway, so they said it's easier if people look after one old woman, right? So
why me?
I've signed up to look after this old woman called, I don't know, call her name June or whatever. It doesn't matter. So
it does to her, but go on.
So anyway, so I'm paying this £5 a month, and the first £5, first time I paid it, I got this thing in the post, right? And it had, thanks a lot, Karl. You're looking after June. Here she is, here's a little picture of her, and she's sat there, what have you, with a cardigan on and stuff like that. Every £5 you pay, it'll be cheering her up, and, look after her, pay for her food and what have you. So, for a bit, you feel good, don't you? And you think, well, I've done my bit for the world. Anyway, 2 months later, get another package, right? Picture of June in there again. She's got a tan. So he's saying you're paying to keep her warm. No, they meant a week in Mallorca or whatever. And this is what I mean. People if they can get away with it. So whilst Geldof's there every year or every couple of years, going, let's do this for them, let's do that. I tell you what, I wouldn't get off my arse if I was over there. But that isn't having a go.
I don't know where to start.
That isn't having a go though.
What do you think? So what do you think? You think they're going? Don't bother getting a job or anything. Geldof will be here, Geldof, it's June.
I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult.
So you think Sir Bob should just wash his hands of the whole affair? You think it's a complete waste of time? Is that what you're saying? That you should just leave them to it? Just leave them to it. Let them sink ever more into debt, ever more into hunger. You just think that should just carry on?
Do you know what I think he's saying? I think. Now, I'm not putting words in your mouth. Are you saying they blew the last lot we gave them? They've got to learn a lesson. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
Is that what you're thinking?
No.
What are you thinking?
I'm not thinking anything like that. All I was thinking is about this gig. It might have been better to do it, like, rather than, I don't know, ruining a grass field in Edinburgh and that, do it out in Africa, right? Get people out there, get the tourists up. Do you know what I mean? Get a load of people out there. They've got loads
I don't reckon he's going to get people to walk to Edinburgh. I very much doubt
but
people are going to fly to Addis Ababa to see Coldplay.
Cheap flights and what have you.
Right.
Hot dog stands and that. Locals will love that, right? Job done.
Brilliant. Let's put him in charge.
Yeah, just for one day.
Let's put him in charge of Live Aid. If Bob Geldof is listening, I know you respect him because he used to work on XFM.
No, but
if
he's done a lot
Bob,
as
if
well.
you're listening, please, I would love, oh my God, a conversation, Bob Geldof talking to, forget Kate Bush, forget
That would be
Helmer.
amazing.
Can Bob please call in and speak to Karl? No one call except Bob, so we know it's Bob calling. Right, get on the phone.
What's the phone number? What's the phone number?
Can't we talk to him next week?
He might be busy next week.
No,
He's
he
got
won't.
stuff to organise.
You won't, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can talk to us next week. All right? I'm not going to go. I'll go through the phones. It's mental.
Play a record.
All right, what we're having? Bit of Killers.
Yeah. The Killers, somebody told me on XFM 104.9. Tell you what, talking of starving, I went to what is meant to be the best restaurant in the world on Wednesday, yeah.
Sure. You must be famished.
Well, Jonathan Ross booked a table there. It came out, I think he's been trying to get there for a while, and I think there's a waiting list and everything, right? And it
Well,
was
you've got an
loaded.
OBE, you're walking straight in.
He's walked straight in with that, yeah. Me and Jane went along with him and Jane to the Fat Duck in Bray. As it was voted the best restaurant in the world. Okay,
Right.
And it was incredible. I mean, it's across from the restaurant and sort of Barnum. They do,
Yeah.
just incredible food. But all the way there, I'm thinking, well, I can't eat stuff in normal restaurants. I don't eat red meat. I'm squeamish about things like seafood, anything that's a little got too many legs, or was a crustacean once, or feeds on worms. I knew that one of their signature dishes was snail porridge. So I'm thinking, I'm not going to be able to eat anything here. So I was thinking, I had something to eat before I went, and I was thinking that they better not have mucked around the bread, right? Got there, beautiful, and it was really quite fantastic, and I let them know straight away that I was a Philistine, and they really accommodated me. You know, I didn't have the snail porridge. They put mushrooms in my snail porridge, which was more of a risotto, and there's tasting menus and that, and it was really fantastic. But Jonathan, halfway through, on the way there, I don't like travel well, on the way there, he actually phoned me and said, why are we taking you to this restaurant?
Good point. Very good point.
They know, even if I go around there, they cook me sausage and mash.
Yeah.
Or, do you know what I mean?
Well, you have the palate of one of those kids from the Jamie Oliver school dinners programme, they've got the lovely Jamie Oliver cooked, kind of ratatouille, but they're going for the sort of chicken Twizzlers.
Well, there's nothing wrong with chicken. I love chicken. I like the chicken I can eat. I'm squeamish about red meats. There's nothing it's a mixture of, it's not morals. There's only one thing I don't eat morally, that's veal. But the other thing else is just that if it's got eyes and legs and things sticking out of it, or it's
But
a
it
bit
hasn't
pink.
got eyes and legs things sticking
I
out of it. What are you
know, but-
talking about? I mean, it just infuriates me. I actually got to a point now where I refuse to eat out with Ricky, because I can't, it just sucks the life out of me. It actually makes me depressed. I can't enjoy the experience. If you go to an awards do, they bring out lovely food, 3 courses,
Always
and
lamb.
you're whinging. You're always
salmon,
whinging.
which is hardly cooked, followed by lamb.
Lovely bit of lamb. Who doesn't think lamb is the best of all the meats?
Oh.
And you whinge, you complain, you look at Jane like a little boy who's like, oh, Mum, why have you brought me here? You are just... and I tell you, and I put it at the, I don't want to, badmouth people, but I suspect it's your family. I suspect it was your upbringing. I imagine that if I came to your house, late 60s, early 70s, came round to your place in Reading, it would have just been the smell of chip fat.
Always
just
on.
everywhere,
Chip fat
pervading,
fire was
just
on.
one of those chip fat fries that's just, like you say, constantly, 24 hours a day,
I used to eat
just
things.
bubbling away.
I used to eat beef and pork and that, and I used to have to, eventually, when I was getting sort of squeamish and getting older, I'd make her burn it so much that it was just like chewing on a piece of leather anyway, where I couldn't stand the sight of blood or so.
A salad in your house would have been
I'll tell you what
a pickled
salad is.
onion and a packet of crisps.
No, a salad in my house, right, was when it was summer, we were out in the garden, lovely salad, grated cheese, grated egg, 2 bits of beetroot with your leaf, a pickled onion, and a packet of crisps. and that was a salad. But
now is that? Do you agree that is probably the reason why you've got this palate? And I don't even. It's not even a palate. That's too nice a word to use for it.
I've got more squeamish as I've got older because I say I used to eat beef and pork.
What do you mean squeamish? I don't understand what you mean. Squeamish.
If I suddenly think about it, I can eat like it has to be blasted. It has to be unrecognisably an animal. You know what I mean? I mustn't see a bit of pink or a bit of fat.
So if we were in biblical times, and you're there, and Jesus Christ has just fed 40,000 with some fishes and some loaves, you'd be going, I'm not into the fish, JC.
I say take the head off, really cook it, take the skin off. I can see a bit of spine.
And unless that bread is mighty white, I'm not interested.
No. Yeah, but the thing is, what he hasn't said is, he gets frustrated because we have to go from restaurant to restaurant for something I can eat. But the reason we've only got about 3 restaurants to choose from are that because he doesn't want to spend more than a £5 at lunchtime.
At lunchtime? If I was going out of an evening, you'd spend a decent amount of wallop. But lunchtime,
Would you?
You'd be happy to spend 20 quid on lunch. Imagine that every single day. There's no one out there who's eating lunch 20 quid a day on lunch. It's crazy. You don't need that much food at lunchtime because I tell you what happens. You go in there, you have some kind of Thai green curry for lunch. You're asleep by 1:30. We're trying to work. We're trying to write TV shows, and you're dozing off like one of those giant anacondas that's just eating a sheep and is slowly digesting it. It takes like 3 weeks.
He doesn't eat Carl. He does not like the spare. He'll walk a mile out of his way to get a sandwich that's mostly bread that only costs $1.20.
It's about value for money, Rick. That is all it's about.
Tell me, I remember
Oh, come on, let's having
an argument over that 50p that time. I don't want to bring it back up again.
Here's the situation, Carl. I lent you 50p, and you decided you weren't going to pay me back. It should be to my discretion if I say, don't worry about it, Carl. You should offer me the 50p, go, there's that 50p I owe you, and I'll go, don't worry about it, Carl. But you didn't even do that.
No, it's the way that you were, like...
I said, where's my 50p? You went, oh, you don't need that. That's not your decision to have.
I didn't say that. I said, I don't think I've got it at the moment, or whatever.
Rubbish.
And you're going through my pockets and that.
Rubbish.
50p. Ridiculous.
You've just given him a keg of beer for free, hadn't you?
Well, let's not go over it again. I mean,
I just think value for money is important. Like now, okay, so for instance, in the morning I have to get the tube, but you can get a travel card, zones 1 and 2, right? It's about £4.70, I think. But before 9:30, it's about £6.50. All right, and then at 9:30, when the clock, literally on the clock ticks over to 9:30, it's £4.70, right? Now sometimes I'll get there, I'll be about 9:20. Now, you'd be saying to me, oh, just spend it. And I'm thinking, I've got 10 minutes. I'll perhaps read the paper, wait for it to click over to 9:30, and then I can get a cheaper ticket. Now, surely that makes sense. Surely that's logic. Don't you? I mean, if you were in that situation, Rick, if you were there, right, and you had, let's say you had 3 minutes to wait before 9:30, what would you do? Would you stand there and wait?
No, because waiting to me is worse than anything.
It's madness. It's madness.
I can't stand queuing. I can't say, no, I'd pay, yeah.
How long would it have to be before you'd wait? If there was like a minute on the clock to go, would you wait?
If they literally said, if you wait 30 seconds, I go, all right.
Well, that is the case. That literally is the case.
Okay, but not 10 minutes, no.
What about you, Karl?
I'd feel if it was 30 seconds, I'd feel flash going, I'd spend £3. But if it was like a couple of minutes, I go, it doesn't matter. I just wouldn't.
Madness.
Yeah.
Think about how that tots up over the years.
Amazing. Karl,
what about you, Karl? Would you do it?
It depends, doesn't it, what your job is and that. If you're a doctor, you've got to get to, go and save someone or whatever. You can't say, just 10 minutes. Depends. Depends on the situation. Depends. Most of the time, I've got to get in work early. I can't be hanging around till half 9.
But you don't know, do you? I've called him when I was filming. He was I've seen him do one day, right? I've seen him for one whole day. He went away. He fell asleep at 8:15 in the bath because he was knackered. So he has 5 weeks holiday a year. He's taking the piss.
XFM.
Feeder, pushing the senses. Quite a food-related sort of show, isn't it?
It is. Thinking of gluttony, did you see in, I think it was Heat magazine, it was former Pop Idol winner Michelle McManus.
Oh, yeah.
She's lost a lot of weight.
Oh, yeah, she's lost 5 stone, hasn't she?
Please see that the headline was, I used to eat 12 packets of Doritos a night. At night. 12 packets of Doritos. I just like the idea that you got to 11 packets, and you're thinking...
One more do it.
Still a bit peckish.
One more do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
unbelievable. But someone sent in a couple of odds and ends news stories, they've gleaned off the web. And apparently Britain's fattest family have shed 23 stone. One of
them died?
Between the 5 of them... Oh, come on. Between the 5 of them, the Phillips family from Worcester weighed more than 100 stone.
Jesus. Well, how many are there, though?
They spent 5 of them, and they spent £300 a week on food. an evening meal consisted of an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet and another ice cream stop at McDonald's. The mum, she was generally happy, like Karl is, but she said she used to get upset when she couldn't buy clothes for her kids because the shops didn't stock anything above XXXXXL. It says here, it says Mitchell, 13, was the heaviest of the three, weighing at 27 stone. By the age of 4, he was Britain's fattest toddler, weighing 10 stone.
Is that competition still going?
He broke 5 bikes. He broke 5 bikes by buckling the wheels.
Oh, that's
I know you're always a
embarrassing,
fan of
isn't
fat kids, Karl.
Chasing an ice cream van.
Yeah.
But the bike just fell apart.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe now he's on that nude bike ride, because he's lost some weight.
Oh, that would be painful, wouldn't it?
That would
if
be
one of them
extraordinary.
buckles.
Yeah.
Well, I've got another food-related item here. Now, Karl, I got a little email via my agent sent from someone here, okay, so sent from someone at XFM, okay, and I won't say it was, she just said, I thought this might be good for Ricky to use on Saturday, and obviously what happened is Suzanne has sent you an email in the week, it was Wednesday, and you've returned it, but I think you've returned it to the wrong email address. You returned it to someone here who, of course, immediately forwarded it to my agent for ridicule on the show. Don't panic, it's nothing that bad, okay? It's an email from Suzanne talking about your tea that night. Was Suzanne out on Wednesday night?
Was the an England game or something?
Yeah. So you were alone. You were home alone, were you, Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your meal? Was it a quiche?
Go on.
Right. From Suzanne to Karl. Take the quiche and put it on the baking tray. Cook for 30 minutes on 190. Take lettuce and put on plate. Take 3 tomatoes, wash and chop into quarters. Place on lettuce. Take an avocado, chop in half. Remove the stone. Peel skin and slice. Place on salad. Put salt and pepper on and a dribble of olive and balsamic vinegar dressing. Right? In brackets, small bottle behind the cafetiere. Right, in case he's reaching for bleach.
Yeah.
That's it. Just put everything else away. Right? Then sprinkle a smidge of parmesan on top. Remove quiche from oven, cut into quarters and put on plate. Eat.
Oh, wow. Does she have to do that every single time she's out?
No, it's just that I'm not that good at cooking, right? And to be honest, that was a lot of hard work. I didn't bother warming it up. And I did without the avocado.
Why?
Too much messing about.
He didn't even do that with instructions. It was too much.
But yeah, I'm not that good at cooking. And
That's not cooking though, is it, Karl? That's
heating up a
slicing.
quiche. That's cooking it is making the quiche.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of.
Could you have figured that out if she hadn't left that note for you?
Why does she have to tell you what the olive oil and balsamic vinegar was?
Because I've put sort of cooking oil on my food once, and I said, oh, it's a bit. It's ever since, right? Years ago.
I'm gonna die.
Years ago,
leaving Mr. Magoo at home.
It was ever since I put sausages in the toaster that.
What do you mean?
I nearly set the flat on fire. Because do you know, like when you're grilling food in a pan and all that?
Yeah.
Sort of sausages spit and it goes everywhere, doesn't it? And it makes everywhere greasy.
In the toaster.
So I thought, well, just want to warm them up.
Yeah.
Bung them in the toaster.
Yeah.
What happened?
And she sort of caught.
They got stuck and they sort of caught on fire. I imagine.
She came in just as I was sort of plunging it, and might have came in from work. Said, "What are you doing? I said, I'm in sausages." Well, the oven isn't on. I know they're in here. What? You turn it off? Panicking and that. But I've never been into it. I've never been into cooking and that. At school and stuff, I didn't bother doing it.
Oh, every time Suzanne comes home, she must think, please be the house still there.
Yeah.
Please not let me hear a fire engine as I come round this corner. Oh, God. She comes and goes, oh, God, thank God. I bet she's always happy to see you when she gets home and you haven't burned the place down or introduced some howler monkeys or something. Unbelievable.
What I find extraordinary is there are people who are in sort of care in the community who don't need instructions on how to prepare food.
Oh, they do. They can do it. Yeah, you show them once.
Yeah,
they do. Whatever you do, don't put sausages in the toaster, Johnny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've learnt it.
They don't put sausages in the toaster.
Yeah. What is it? They put their fingers in. But, yeah.
Are we doing Rockbusters answer?
It's what London's waiting
I'll
for.
tell you what, we'll play a song and then do
Why not?
Rockbusters, yeah.
It's worth waiting for.
Have we still got Monkey News to come?
Yeah.
Oh. Roxy Music with the old Dylan classic Hard Rains on XFM 104.9. Mixing it up, just mixing it up, mixing and matching. We've got Neil Young, we've got a bit of Roxy Music, we don't care, do we?
They were bang up to date with some of the latest tracks from Feeder and the like, so...
Yeah, big time. But it's what we've been waiting for, it's the Rockbusters answers.
That's right.
Right.
Okay, give us the clue, give us the answer.
Right then, first one.
Hurry up, because we haven't got long for Monkey News.
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. First one. There's a vehicle over there that's...
It's changed.
Selling kebabs.
Oh, it's changed, go on.
Initial D.
Yeah, where is it?
That was Donovan.
Okay.
All right, yeah, okay.
Yeah. That
Good.
worked.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Second
That's a
one.
real clue.
Well, they got it, like they always do, so they're always real clues. Second one. You're asked if you want that bit of the egg, right? You think about it, then you decide against it.
I think I know this one. What was the initial again?
Y-O.
Is this John Lennon's wife, Yoko Ono?
Yeah, that's right.
I think that was her name, Yoko Ono, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Yoko No.
That was-
It was Yoko No.
No, you've got it wrong. You're thinking about it. You're asked if you want a bit of the egg.
Yeah.
You go, yolk. You think about it. Oh no.
Oh, so you say it twice, you stutter. So
No,
it's
no,
Yoke,
no.
Yoke, oh no.
No, you did it
No, her
wrong.
name's Yoko Ono, though.
Yeah, Yoko
Yeah.
Ono. Listen to the clue again.
Okay, no.
Listen to the clue.
So what you say is, do you want this bit of the egg? You think, what, the end of it? No. Yolk, oh no.
That's
Yolk,
right.
oh no. Yolk, oh no. Yolk, no. Oh, yolk. Yeah, go on, brilliant. Yeah, okay, yeah, Yoko, no, yeah, go on.
works
Yeah.
perfect.
Next, yeah.
And the last one was, I don't think this burger will catch on. That was initial M.
Yeah.
McFly. Right? So, there's your three clues.
What's
There's your three
it
answers.
won't catch on.
Well, who'd want to eat that? You know what I mean? It's like a Mac burger or whatever. Mac chicken. McFly. Don't want one. Put it back. I'll have a chicken. Right? So who's got the three then?
Well done to Ian Shillham from Mansfield, who's got all those answers right amazingly. And he wins all those great prizes, including Ladder 49, starring Joaquin Phoenix and John Travolta, which I don't think anyone's ever seen.
There's 49 of them.
And he wins that, but he also goes forward, as you say, to the big draw, which will come up at the end of
It's
our little
to
run.
win the signed Homer saying, I like Karl because he's stupid like me. And you can see Matt Groening drawing that to know it's real on rickygervais.com, and you can win that, and a signed Nigel Tufnell poster.
Brilliant.
XFM.
It's a Ricky and Steve classic on XFM, Sugar, If I Can't Change Your Mind.
Brilliant.
So listen, it's time, isn't it? We've only got a few minutes left, so you better play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that. Monkey News.
So Monkey News, if you've only just started listening to the show. Oh, you poor fool. Monkey News is where Karl reports for us all the latest monkey activity.
A headline or a word or someone he overheard in a pub and then totally embellishes it and makes it ridiculous and impossible. He believes it, though. He believes every word he's saying. Let me say that. When you hear this, whatever it is, I haven't heard it, twaddle, remember, Karl totally believes it. Go on.
Right, so anyway, right, I think it's in LA this happened. Right.
I think. Why does he think?
So these people are in a restaurant having a lovely meal.
Is one of them short and hairy, but it goes totally covered from top to bottom in a spacesuit, so he didn't know it was a monkey?
It's not one of the customers, one of the waiters?
So they're having a lovely dinner, probably one of the best sort of dinners they've had, right?
Yeah.
So the waiter comes over, and it's like, can we just say that I had a lovely meal and that?
Right, it's the chef.
Because it is. So we see the chef.
Yeah.
So can we just, see the guy who cooked it? Of
course.
Yeah. Short fella, hairy.
So the
Wearing a
waiter said, to be
balaclava?
honest,
Doesn't say much.
the waiter said, look, he's busy, he's got meals to cook and what have you. He hasn't really got time. He said, only take a minute. He said, no, I prefer it,
So this is a restaurant in LA that serves brilliant food.
I'll pass your message on and what have you, right? So,
So he sends for Monkey Pierre White.
so it's a bit odd. Anyway. So they go out, right? They go out to the car and they notice the kitchen door's open.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course they do, because they're going to discover something that I don't know.
So
they're going to hang on, this just out of interest, this where did this chef train before we see him or reveal what he might look like or like to eat?
So anyway, so they pop their head in and think, we'll just nip in and go, love fruit salad or whatever. So they stick their head in.
We better see the human chef.
You never guess what?
Go on.
Monkey stood on a chair, right, cooking veg. Right, so anyway, so they're like, what's going on here?
What do you mean? What do you mean he's cooking veg? What is he doing with it?
Well, he's stood on a chair by the cooker and he's chopping stuff.
Oh, he's chopping as well now. He's just relishing it. Yeah.
It's got a little, he's got the bosses in there. They're like a bit shocked. So he's a bit panicking because he's got this monkey working for him. So they say to him, "What's going on here? We didn't know this is what's going on. Why have you got a monkey cooking stuff?" So he said, "Well,
incidentally, a monkey, I should point out, who probably doesn't need instructions from its girlfriend."
Oh, forget it.